corporate Ghana and the general public to move beyond symbolic praise and commit to sustained investment in women's sport. The Queens have not only proven their worth as athletes, but as ambassadors of Ghanaian potential. This is not just about football, Mr. Speaker. It is a powerful message that when we invest in our women and give them the platform, results will follow. As existed in the shadows, the Black Queens have broken that ceiling. Through sweat, unity, and excellence, they have earned the nation's attention. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Sports and Recreation remains committed to enhancing the welfare, training conditions, and development pathways for all national teams, including the Black Queens. This performance is a springboard for renewed investment in women's sports infrastructure and capacity building. The government will continue to provide a platform and resources for our female athletes to excel at the highest level. Mr. Speaker, I invite all honorable members and indeed every Ghanaian to rise and salute the Black Queens for the courage, discipline, conviction, and displayed throughout. Their journey ends with a bronze medal today, but it lays the foundation for gold tomorrow. I thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to make this statement and respectfully invite members of the House to join me in welcoming and congratulating the Black Queens. Black Queens, Aiko, thank you very much. You did us proud.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Sports and Recreation. Honorable members, this statement to you guys, our gallant ladies, has been read with us. I will now invite and congratulate to do so. Please, we are going to do it in such a way that nobody will heckle anybody. But today we have a lot of programs. So once you get the opportunity, please just be minded that we don't have much time. So I will begin. Let him begin with the chairman of the Youth and Sports Committee. Yes, leader, hold on.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to avert your mind to the fact that we want to do 3-3 because we have a lot of business today. So we can take other business as well.
Well, yes, the leader is suggesting we do 3-3.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know why we should cap the success that our women have chopped. I don't know why we should cap it. So maybe 4-4 and leadership should be fine. But 3-3, we are limiting it. I don't think the minister responsible for sports will be happy about that. That our women who have performed very well are here, and you want to limit it to just 3 people. No. It can be short comment, but we shouldn't cap it.
Yes,
Mr.
leader.
Speaker, I will agree with you. We can go to 4-4. In fact, we would have loved to do 10-10 or 20-20, but for the sake of time. So we'll go with a 4.
Well. Honorable members, we are doing 4-4, then I come to leadership. But like I said, we don't have the luxury of time, so please just be minded. Nobody should comment beyond 3 minutes. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to associate myself with the Minister for Sports and Recreation, and also with national pride and admiration to congratulate our women, the Black Queens of Ghana, who performed splendid, spectacular in faraway Morocco. Mr. Speaker, this is just
more than a win on the pitch, because it is a celebration of resilience and national spirit, Mr. Speaker. The journey was full of challenges, as we are all aware. Mr. Speaker Mr. Minister made mention it, that they started on a bad note, but at the end of the day, they came out with bronze, and they were able to beat the ever-determined South African women national team. Mr. Speaker, the Queens have done Ghana proud, and let it be said that they were the first national team to qualify Ghana to the World Cup some years back, and they continue to make Ghana proud. Mr. Speaker, as we speak in this chamber, in faraway Nigeria, the president, Mr. Ahmed Tinubu, has rewarded and awarded the members of the national team with $100,000 each, and $50,000 to the technical team each. And he also gave the members of the team a 3-bedroom apartment. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, please.
Let me just call on the government as well as the private sector to invest in sports in Ghana, especially the women national team, the women's sports in the country, because they continue to make us proud, and Ghana is happy, everybody is happy about their achievement. All that we need is more investment in the sporting sector, because that is the only thing that makes all of us happy. If the economy is bad and our national teams continue to win their tournaments or their matches, Ghanaians and the youth are always happy. So let me take the opportunity once again to congratulate our women, the technical team, and everybody, the supporting union, including the minister, who has done a yeoman's job. It's true that Ghana is working. It's true that we are resetting Ghana. For over nine years, this is the first time we have qualified for the semi-final, and we have gone ahead to win bronze medal. Mr. Speaker, I thank you. Congratulations, our women. May God bless us. Continue to make Ghana proud. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Honorable Isaac Boama.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. And let me join in commending the Minister for Youth and Sports, Honorable Kofi Adams, for making this statement, acknowledging and praising the Black Queens of Ghana for this feast they have chalked. Mr. Speaker, ordinarily, Ghana football stood as one of the best football countries in the world. And when you come to Africa, there was no way when you talk about football, Ghana wouldn't be mentioned as one of the top 3. Now, from the Black Stars to the Black Queens, when women's football started developing in Africa, Ghana's Black Queens remained one of the best female football teams in the whole of Africa. In fact, the only country that Ghana had difficulty beating ordinarily was Nigeria. So normally when we play African football, Ghana will qualify, will play all the games, and then either we win or we lose against Nigeria. Those were the days when we had goalkeeper Memuna Tusulemana, we had Adjo Abayo, and we had Albert Asaki, all of them playing quality football in this country. And so it came as a big worry to us as a people when we saw Ghana football diminishing to the extent that even qualifying for such tournaments became a problem. And so ordinarily placing third, we wouldn't have been here celebrating. But because we are falling so low in terms of football, it is important that the achievements of the Black Queens today ought to be celebrated. And I'm very happy particularly for this female team because I watched them. I watched their progression through the group stages. I saw how tirelessly they fought for the quarterfinals in qualifying. And then the semi-finals, I was really hoping, since we won by penalties in the quarterfinals, I was expecting that we would succeed in winning against Morocco during the semi-finals. But unfortunately, we lost, and here we are with bronze. It is interesting to note that 2 of our female players got called into the top 11. You know, after every tournament, they nominate team of the tournament. And 2 of our players were nominated, Grace Asantewa and Portia Boache. And it is important that we congratulate and acknowledge them. Though football is a teamwork, anytime you have your members at the end of a tournament, getting 2 of them to be appreciated as part of the team of the tournament, we need to appreciate. Mr. Speaker, in winding up, I want us to do a lot more investment in women's football. Because the team that we see today, they are a group of people who have come from various football teams. But there are very little support for female football across the country. The Regional Football Federation don't have the support. The football female teams that play in the regions, they don't get the support. And so, Mr. Speaker, since we don't have much time, I want to join in congratulating our female team, and we wish them well in the future. Thank you for the opportunity, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable members, let me call. I mean, today is the Ladies' Day, so let me go to Honourable Ladi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to associate myself with the statement ably made by the Minister. Mr. Speaker, I'm so proud of the Black Queens. It's been a long time. We've waited and looked on, and today you have actually made us proud. Not for yourself, not for only we women in Parliament here, but all women in Africa, girls in Africa, and the whole world. The Black Queens, when I started, the first day I watched, and it looked like it was not going to be in our favor, I became very sad. I was like, no, not again. Then I realized that you went back, picked up the pieces, made sure that it never became like, oh no, we can't do it. You agreed, you teamed up. The teamwork that you have been taught to build, you put it together. Your officers, your leaders, and I learned that even in this chamber, for now in the gallery, we have your assistant coach who is with you. And I know that you picked it together because listening to the names, you were not playing a game like it is for Ama, it is for Sewa, it is for Hawa, or it is for Yakubu. You played it as a team. And you never agreed. You fell, but you didn't remain. You got up and you picked it up. And you did us proud. I'm continuing to hope and pray that as the minister has come and read this statement, we will put our heads together, ensure that we also support you in our little way, and that you will appreciate and will continue to forge ahead. The technical team, don't get discouraged. Don't listen to the fact that others have been given more. After all, we are not the same types of countries. We are individual countries. If you got bronze today, there's nothing that can tell us that we will not be able to get gold one day. So let's continue praying, let's continue working, let's continue edging forward, let us be determined and ensure that one day, even if it is not you, you would have encouraged others to come up, and then we will get that gold medal. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity, and let me also thank the Minister, and I say well done to you.
Thank you very much. Yes. Let me go to Trouble.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I want to use this opportunity to congratulate the Black Queens of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, they have made us proud, and I'm very, very happy that our Black Queens of the nation is here today. Mr. Speaker, as a nation, we must support them. I hear the Nigeria President Tinubu has congratulated their queens, donated money to them. I'm also encouraging our President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, also encourage our Black queens. They have really, really made us proud. I equal to them, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Bejura.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to associate myself with the statement made by the Minister for Youth and Recreation, Honorable Kofi Idi Adams. And let me commend our Black Queens, the gallant Black Queens, for doing us this great honor by lifting at least not all the trophy, but the bronze trophy, after a decade of us being in the drought, when we're testing as a country for just one, even if it's sand that they can bring to Ghana, we did not see it. But today we are here celebrating you because you brought bronze to this country. God bless you. Right, Mr. Speaker, this did not come on a silver platter. We must commend the government of Ghana, especially His Excellency, for fulfilling all the obligations that needed to be fulfilled by giving the Black Queens what they needed, the team managers and all the people who needed to be supported for this great honor to come to this country. We must salute His Excellency, the President, for this great honor as well. Mr. Speaker, sports unite us as a nation. In fact, when you travel outside this country and they ask you, where do you come from? And you mention Ghana, the first thing they say, oh, that great football nation. Indeed, Ghana is a great football nation. The likes of the Abedi Pelis, the likes of Mohamed Polos, and as many people who has done us this honor. Mr. Speaker, I've been told that during the tournament, our young sisters received a lot of honors. Some were given the best player of the day. Some were given the best player of the tournament. This alone shows that we have a future for this nation. Mr. Speaker, having said that, when our sisters were walking, I was talking to a colleague here. Are they women or they are young girls? I see them as young ladies. That means that the next few years, we will still have this team playing for us. And I want to commend them to this house, that we should have a fund. This house must also support them and give them something today before they leave this place. So, Mr. Speaker, instruct the clerk to do them honors that this house has recognized them for playing and winning bronze for this nation. With this few words, Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Menchia South.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to join my colleagues. In commending our glorious Black Queens. They have done really well. They've brought joy and excitement to the nation. I say to them, Aiko. Mr. Speaker, whilst commending them, I also want to commend the minister for his contribution, for all the things he did to make this real, and the government. We commend them. But Mr. Speaker, it's important that going forward, we reduce the politics involved in such occasions. Mr. Speaker, there is always the risk of people taking partisan lines the moment we bring in politics, which takes away from the shine that this occasion brings. Mr. Speaker, it is on this note that very respectfully, Mr. Speaker, I would want the minister to reconsider the statement, particularly where he says that the feat is unprecedented. Mr. Speaker, I don't mean to take away the feat, Mr. Speaker, chalked by these women. However, because this is a house of record, we need to make sure that the records are aligned. Mr. Speaker, in addition to the bronze, Mr. Speaker, historically, the women have done so well to the extent that they have also won silver medals. Mr. Speaker, in 1998, they won silver medal. In 2002, they won silver medal. Mr. Speaker, and also in 2006, they won a silver medal. It may thus seem that this feat then may not be unprecedented. And so, Mr. Speaker, let the record reflect that very respectfully, this is not the first time such glory has come. Mr. Speaker, at this point, Mr. Speaker, in concluding, I am calling. In conclusion,
honorable members, honorable members, please, honorable members, let's give him a hearing. Please, I beg of you.
Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I am calling on the minister, Mr. Speaker, to advert his mind to the Affirmative Action Act. Mr. Speaker, by ensuring that these glorious black queens, Mr. Speaker, have parity in terms of their earnings. As much as what the Black Stars are earning, Mr. Speaker, we should also give them something closer.
That's right.
Mr. Speaker, the Affirmative Action Act, which was passed by this House, luckily for us, the minister is a member of this House. Mr. Speaker, we need to enforce it. The situation where the Black Stars will earn so much money, but the women earn very little, Mr. Speaker, is unfair and breaches the spirit and letter of the Affirmative Action Act. And so, Mr. Minister, very respectfully, the Black Stars are given huge bonuses. Let's give our women huge bonuses for the group stage. Mr. Speaker, when the Black Stars qualify from the group stage to the second round, they are paid huge bonuses. Mr. Speaker, in accordance with the Affirmative Action Act, let's give our women huge bonuses. Mr. Speaker, if the Black Stars had won even bronze...
Honorable, please wind up for me.
Mr. Speaker, if the Black Stars had won even bronze, wouldn't just be giving them speeches, celebratory speeches in this House, would have given them huge money. Mr. Speaker, let's ensure that the women are given huge money, consistent, and houses, so that their lots are not made worse.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Last one, I'll give it to, is it, Equiapem South. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the statement ably delivered by the Sports Minister and Recreation. Mr. Speaker, as the only standing female member of the Youth and Sports Committee, I am with so much pride and joy, immense joy, for the Black Queens on achieving the bronze medal for our nation. Mr. Speaker, the Black Queens demonstrated so much resilience, grit, and determination at the WAFCON tournament, and every stage of their performance, they accelerated or advanced with their determination. And Mr. Speaker, this is worthy of commendation. They have inspired a lot of young girls in our nation who dream of wearing the national jersey someday. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I add my voice to the many voices here to congratulate them for bringing at least the bronze medal to our country. Mr. Speaker, I dare say that our national women's team have performed better in recent times than their male counterparts, and therefore they deserve all the support that they need to be able to advance in the next WAFCON tournament and bring the bring the trophy to Ghana. Mr. Speaker, I'm calling on the Minister of Sports and Recreation, our committee, the government, and all other stakeholders to increase the budget allocated for women football and prioritize their funding. Because, Mr. Speaker, if we invest right in them, I believe the next tournament, they are lifting the cup and bringing it home to Ghana. Mr. Speaker, on this note, I congratulate all the team for their great achievement. I congratulate the head coach, Las Kim Bushgran, the deputy coach, the technical team, and all the people that supported them in winning this medal for the nation. I say bravado to you. We are so proud of you. Continue to do great exploits. And we are believing that at the world stage, when you represent us at the world stage, you will do excellent and bring more exploits to this nation. Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, it's unfortunate. We will take the last one from the former Minister for Youth and Sports, then I come to leadership.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me thank my successor, Honorable Kofi Adams, for the statement and also for bringing our queens to this August House. Mr. Speaker, let me join the millions of Ghanaians who have extended congratulatory messages to our female national team, the Black Queens, for their remarkable performance in the Women AFCON 2025, the Women African Cup of Nations in Morocco. Mr. Speaker, defeating the defending champions, the South Africa, to the third place in the tournament, which brought the very best of the continent, of all the players in the continent, mean no achievement. The players, the technical team, the GFA led by my good friend, Mr. Ket Edwin Okreku, the ministry led by the minister, and the directors there all need to be commended for their wonderful work. Mr. Speaker, once there is coordination between the GFA and the government, any time there is coordination between the GFA, the government, and corporate body, you see success. And I want to urge corporate institutions to support not only the Black Stars, but the Black Queens as well. Mr. Speaker, the Black Queens' performance in the Morocco did not just happen by accident. It's as a result of many factors, including meticulous planning by the FA, and also promotion of women football. I have been fortunate to be with the, I've worked very closely with the FA, and I know what they put in terms of women, promotion of women football, and I want to commend them for that. Mr. Speaker, the government have also done our best. The government upon government have contributed by supporting the women football. Just last year, we all witnessed the Black Princesses being the champions of Africa in the African Games, which was held here in Ghana. And that most of these players here are products from these Black Princesses. And anytime you see players graduating from junior team going to the national team and they are playing together, because they play more playing time, you get successes going forward. And I want to urge the FA to keep these players from the junior national team to graduate to the senior national team so that they can be winning medals for our country. Mr. Speaker, also, we shouldn't also forget that when COVID happened, for the first time, His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ensured that all Premier League, Mr. Speaker, all women Premier League players were put on stipends, and they were paid stipends, and most of these players are beneficiaries of those stipends. The numerous astroturfs that His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo also constructed across Ghana. Most of the premier clubs, women premier clubs, are playing on these astroturfs. And that is the result of these successes that we are talking. And I want to urge them that the government should continue to make sure that the initiative of getting every district a befitting sports facility should not be a thing of the past. We should ensure that it comes to place. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, I'm now coming to leadership. And the leadership I'll take to you have a lady here, you have a lady here. Then I come to leadership. So let me start with Honorable Patricia Pierre. Then I come to Honorable Comfortdeo. Then I come to, yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to congratulate our Black Queens for making us so proud. As I stand here, I must tell you, I feel very proud that commencing the tournament, I had to stand in and make a statement and create an awareness that the Black Queens, they need the support that is required for them to win this tournament. Unfortunately, they couldn't come with gold, but bronze is equally good. And I believe that if we pay more attention to the success of this particular team, there's always going to be an opportunity for them to bring us gold. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to mention that I, as an individual, watched a number of their tournaments, and I felt so encouraged, and I felt that we have to indulge the entire Ghanaian team, especially the sports ministry, to pay particular attention to the development of the Black Queens, because their performance was simply splendid. It was an issue of a national pride. It was an issue that we believe made our country and each and everybody, everyone in Ghana stand so tall to show that we are Ghanaians. They are our ambassadors. And I'm appealing to the ministry and to the government that at their next tournament, it doesn't have to take us to come here and make an appeal before they are properly and carefully supported financially. We need to encourage them morally. We need to encourage them spiritually. Every effort that is required to ensure the success story of the Black Queens is what we require at this point in time. Mr. Speaker, I believe that the gender equity issue is really at play here. I believe that with your support, the entire nation's support, we will be able to also showcase a female side of soccer, which we can actually be so proud of. It is our intention to name all the players and give them personal commendation to ensure that these ladies of ours are well remunerated. I think each one deserves to be given some handsome amount of money to encourage them, because it is done for the Black Stars. Why can't we do it? Whatever we have been doing for our Black Stars must be done for our queens. And it is important. Honorable members, I want to appeal that this is not an issue of political, that we should show political colors. Whatever is being said here is to raise high the flag of Ghana. You look on our tables and each one of us is having the flag of Ghana, because we feel very proud where our Black Queens have taken us to. So in every respect, I'd like to say that it is important that we all come together, propose what is best for the promotion of the queens, to do far, far better than they've done. But I would say, I equal to you for your, I don't even know what word to say. You did very well, you made us proud, and I was very happy watching you, and I can look at the faces up there and tell you what each one did, because I'm a very good supporter of women's soccer, and I'm also a very good supporter of the national soccer. With these few words, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity and pray that, Mr. Minister, we want you to do more for the black style, for the black queens. Thank you very much. And I'd like to also commend our lady, Alice Kusi from Mansum Kwanta constituency. And this is coming from your own Member of Parliament, Honorable Foucault. He's taking cognizance of you and what you've been able to do, what you've been able to achieve. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, let me now turn to Honorable Comfort Doyo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to add my voice to the. Let me tell you today, don't wait for anybody. Where you have reached, invest in yourself. Whatever you will get today, invest it. Age is just a number. Just believe in yourself and invest more, and make sure you get higher and higher and higher. You can make it. Today, you have been able to get bronze, but with more effort, you will bring gold. I will encourage you that don't relax when it comes to training. Don't wait for your captain before you train. Anywhere you find yourself, in your bedroom, in your washroom, in where you take your rest, train. Continue training, because before a woman can get higher, you have to work double or triple of what the men are doing before you will be recognized. So let me encourage you that the women of Ghana, we are proud of you. We celebrate you today. We cherish you. And we thank you for making us proud. We are looking up to you as women. And we are looking up to you for more victory. We want you to change the narrative. Make us proud. Our prayers are with you, and we always remember you. Our plea to CAF and FIFA is that whatever they are doing for the men, they should do it for the women. We know the men get more opportunities than the women, so they should consider us and also put us in their good books, and make sure whatever the men are benefiting, our ladies in sports should also benefit. Not in Ghana alone, but the whole world. We are calling CAF and then FIFA to make sure they open the chapter, good chapter, for women to also be encouraged to do more. But despite all that, encourage yourself, feel proud of yourself, make sure you get to the top, make sure you get to the sky, so that if you are falling, you fall on the tree. But if you target the tree, you fall on the ground. So congratulations once again. I say ayeko to all women who are supporting you and yourself. Ayeko.
Thank you very much. Let me now turn to the minority leader. Then I come to you.
Mr. Speaker, permit me to stand on behalf of the Minority Caucus to also add a voice, a collective one, in response to the statement by our respected colleague and minister responsible for the subject matter on this floor. Mr. Speaker, permit me to precede the comments with what we have by way of our national pledge. Quote, I promise on my honor to be faithful and loyal to Ghana, my motherland. I pledge myself to the service of Ghana with all my strength and with all my heart. I promise to hold in high esteem our heritage won for us through the blood and toil of our fathers. And I pledge myself in all things to uphold and defend the good name of Ghana, so help me God. Mr. Speaker, our black queens lived up to this pledge and they deserve every commendation. Mr. Speaker, since we started the 9th Parliament, this is the first time that we are seeing our national flag being displayed in this chamber. And it's a sign that through football, we can come together as a nation. Mr. Speaker, what they have done is commendable. Let me, again, on behalf of the caucus, commend their coach. We saw on the TV how our young ladies celebrated him. Congratulations to you, coach, the entire technical team. I say Ayiko, and the GFA, led by its president. I say to you also, Ayiko. Mr. Speaker, our colleague who was nominated and approved for the sector, if things had gone bad, I'm sure by this time his name will be out there, people calling for his head. My respected colleague and brother, Kofi D. Adams, congrats, you've done well, and I wish you well. Mr. Speaker, it is important to state that this is a moment of shared national pride. This is not a partisan issue. It's the reason why Honorable Mustafa, who previously occupied that seat, had the opportunity to make a national statement in his own comment by saying that we do not have to make this a partisan matter. Some foundations were laid and it's been continued. Indeed, our ladies have demonstrated that they have that resilience power of our country in them. And that is what made them excel. Mr. Speaker, playing against a host team doesn't come easy. And they held their own with Morocco 1-1 till the penalty shootout. Mr. Speaker, again, our friend and colleague Vincent Kowasifwa, the ranking for the Youth and Sports Committee. Mr. Speaker, I am aligning with his earlier submissions some days back when he called on all of us to do away with the partisanship and move with one voice to support our Queens. Mr. Speaker, many years ago, the Queens were training in Winneba, the Winneba Sports College. And those were the days where the Black Queens had come to the limelight and were training and were making our country proud. Sometimes parents may not want their female ones to get into football sports. But Mr. Speaker, today, everything is open. We should encourage them to move in that direction if indeed that is their talent. I add my voice again on behalf of the caucus to what our respected colleague, Honorable Kujo Comfort-Doyo, said, that it is our hope that in future they won't just come with anything less, but they will come with a goal. There is every promise, and I think Honorable Doyo is right in saying that. Mr. Speaker, whilst at it, let me encourage our minister to push for more sports infrastructure, to push for more. And if he needs the support of this house is ever ready, at least our side. We're ready to provide the necessary support in terms of advocacy. All we can do is advocacy to support you in sports infrastructure. We don't have to relegate women's sports to the background. Women in sports must be encouraged in all spheres, not only football. Mr. Speaker, that said, the minority caucus often refers itself as mighty minority. But Mr. Speaker, on this occasion, it is clear that so far we've been hearing words of commendation, but the actual tangible of cash support is yet to come. We are humble but proud to say that we are the first to publicly acknowledge the industry of the Black Queens by donating 100,000 Ghana cedis cash to the Black Queens.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, we are not pledging 100,000. We are giving a cash support of 100,000 Ghana cedis now. And the Deputy Minority Leader, being the senior woman amongst us, has been handed the cash to meet the team outside and hand over to them so that, Mr. Speaker, the media can capture it. Mr. Speaker, I thank you so much for granting us this opportunity.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, please. Honorable members, please, silence, please. Let me now turn to...
Mr. Speaker, the minister asked for... No, I will. Mr. Speaker, the minister asked for evidence. No. Mr. Speaker, the minister asked for evidence. It's here. We don't just talk, we ask. Mr. Speaker, 1, 2, 3,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, we want all our women to move out and hand over the money to them.
No. Honorable leader. Hold on. Hold on. Let's finish. Let me now invite the majority leader. Honorable Deputy Majority Leader. Honorable Deputy Majority Leader. Yes. Let's have the concluding comment, please.
Thank you.
Honorable members, let's listen to the.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to add my voice to what has been said.
Honorable members, please. Honorable members. Thank you, honorable members.
Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Charlie, leader.
Honorable members, please. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are not dying yet. But, Mr. Speaker, I would like to add my voice to what Minority Leader has just said and what others have said in terms of our sisters who have performed excellently in the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations that just took place in Morocco, and for bringing us back a medal, in this case a bronze. Today is a bronze, tomorrow we know it's silver, and then the day after it will be the gold. It will eventually happen. Mr. Speaker, but it tells you about if a country is serious about sports, what the country needs to do. And it's about targeted investment in the areas of sports that we want to excel. What the Queens have done, the Black Queens have done, is a clear evidence that if you do put in the targeted investment, you will get the result. And that is what has been demonstrated today. Mr. Speaker, as we are saying, this is something that we all have to celebrate as a nation. And I do agree with the Minority Leader that sports is actually one thing that brings people together. It brings communities together, it brings countries together, and it brings the world itself together. And we must do more in this area to make sure that we excel in sport. Mr. Speaker, especially when we focus on women's football, we are beginning to see the result. There are other women disciplines that we need to look at this as an example and invest our money there. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the Minister for Sport, for the job, Sport and Recreation, for the job that he's done so far and the results that we are getting. I would like to thank the team and all the people who work with the Black Queens to make today possible in terms of us celebrating. Mr. Speaker, I wasn't sure at 1 minute whether I was in the Chamber of Commerce or I was in Bank of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, we on this side, we in government will continue to support the Black Queens and support sports in this country to get us to a level that we should be. Mr. Speaker, we congratulate our black queens and we will continue to engage them. Mr. Speaker, anything that anyone does or any group does is encouraging to support the black queens. Whether you do it here or you do it outside or you do it in their camp, it's all welcome, Mr. Speaker. The most important thing at the end of the day is to come together to collectively improve sport in this country for all of us. Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I thank you.
Honorable members, let me give the minister 1 minute to wind up, then we...
Thank you very much, Speaker. I wish, on behalf of the ministry, to thank this House for joining us to celebrate the Queens. Indeed, they have made a statement, and that statement is important. Speaker, I want to announce even ahead of time, before the bill gets here, that His Excellency the President, through Cabinet, has given approval for establishment of a sports fund. And that bill will be coming to the House very soon. And I'll urge members that when it comes, we should give it the necessary support and possibly even look for other sources that will make the fund stronger to be able to support the queens, support the princesses and all others so they can achieve a lot more. We wish to thank the queens, and the queens are also thankful to all of you for what it is that you have done. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you who have made comment. Just to add my voice is just to say congratulations to you, our ladies, so gallantly preserving the image of Ghana outside the shores of our country. I think listening to the comments, most of them was focusing on how to support the women sports in general, not football, all the other sports disciplines. So I urge the ministry to take special interest in the women's sports. On that note, let me respectfully ask the gallant ladies to rise from the public gallery on my left hand, to rise for the cameras to capture them. Yes, so they are in the public gallery. We are proud of you and we hope you are going to do more for Mother Ghana. So on that note, let me also announce that they are here with their ESCO members, led by the GAFA president himself, I've seen him here, as well as Nana Safo Odro. They are all here to lend support to the ladies. You are all welcome. So you may resume your seat now. Probably you may descend for Honorable Patricia Peje to present the gift of the minority to you. Honorable members, at the gallery, we also have Huluta Afrape DA Basic School. Where are they? Yes. They are being led by Maswell Dagadu, who is the chief inspector of the schools, and the school is located in the Whole West constituency. So you are welcome. Again, we have Achirensia Senior High School, Achirensia Senior High School, Achisco, we call. I didn't add Yawio. They are being led by James Asamoah, who is a teacher, and the school is located in the Asutifi South constituency. Asutifi South constituency. They are 67 in number. The first school I mentioned, they are 75 in number. The third school is Asante Gold Bebiani Limited Basic School. Asante Gold Bebiani Limited School. They are also being led by William Bajansa. William Bajansa, who is administrator of the school, and the school is located in the Bebiani Anyaso Bekwai constituency. Bebiani Anyaso Bekwai constituency. They are 57 in number. Then the last school is Success Reform Institute. Success Reform Institute. They are here also being led by Kokubuafo Amponsa, who is the head teacher, and the school is located in the New Juaben constituency. They just gave me New Juaben constituency. I see the New Juaben South member here. The school is located in the north. Both South and North, all of you are here. So please take care of them. Yes. All of you, you are welcome. We wish you well. And you may resume your seat now. Yes. Babiani. Yes, Babiani Anyaso Bekwai, your member of parliament is here. And I hope he'll meet you and take good care of you. He's here. He has just gotten up on his feet. Thank you very much, honorable members. We now, leadership, are we taking the appointment committee report now?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. We'll go to item number 10 on the other paper, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. On page 3. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you. Honorable members, let me invite you to page 3. Page 3, item listed 10. Let me now invite the chairman of the appointment committee, the first deputy speaker.
I beg to move the motion numbered 10 at page 3 of today's order paper, that notwithstanding the provisions of Order 1041 of the standing orders, which requires that a motion shall not be debated until at least 2 sitting days have elapsed after the notice to move the motion is given. The motion for the adoption of the 16th report of the appointment committee on His Excellency the President's nomination for appointment as deputy ministers may be moved today. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Thank you very much. Yes, let me invite the Deputy Minority Whip for secondment.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Honorable members, this motion is procedural, so I'll put the question, and the question is as many as are in favor of the motion listed 10 in today's order paper, say aye. Aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is hereby carried. We move to motion 11. Chairman.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to move the motion numbered 11, also at page 3 of today's order paper, that this Honorable House adopt the 16th report of the Appointment Committee on His Excellency the President's nomination for appointment as Deputy Ministers. Mr. Speaker, in doing so, I submit the committee's reports. Right, Honorable Speaker? In accordance with Order 217 of the Standing Orders of Parliament, the Right Honorable Speaker referred the nomination to the Appointment Committee on the 17th July 2025, after the nomination was communicated to Parliament. Right Honorable Speaker, your committee met and accordingly vetted all the 4 nominees, translating into this particular report. Right Honorable Speaker, the nominees are Ms. Dorcas Tofe, MP, Deputy Minister Designate for the Ministry of Transport. Mr. James Jechi Kwesin, MP, Deputy Minister Designate for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Mr. Mohammed Adams Sukparu, MP, Deputy Minister Designate for the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation. And Professor Grace Ayensu Dankwa, MP, Deputy Minister Designate for the Ministry of Health. Right Honorable Speaker, the committee did a thorough work. Several questions were posed to them and answers were provided. Right Honorable Speaker, I will urge the Hansard Department to capture the entire report as having been read, as I indicate the conclusion and the recommendations to the House. Right Honorable Speaker, in accordance with Article 79(1) of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana and Order 217 of the Standing Orders of Parliament, the committee duly considered the nominations submitted by His Excellency the President. Following a thorough evaluation of the nominees, qualifications, professional experiences, and responses to questions, the committee finds that each of the nominees has demonstrated competence, insight, and readiness to assume their respective roles. The committee, therefore, by consensus, recommend to the House the adoption of each report and the approval of the following nominations for appointment as deputy ministers. Speaker, one is Ms. Dorcas Tofe, Deputy Minister for the Ministry of Transport. 2, Mr. James Jechi Kwesin, Deputy Minister for Ministry of Foreign Affairs. 3, Mr. Mohammed Adam Sukparu, Deputy Minister for the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, and Professor Dr. Grace Ayensu Dankwa, Deputy Minister for the Ministry of Health. Right Honorable Speaker, we urge the House to unanimously approve these nominations. I so move.
Thank you very much, honorable members. The motion has been moved. Let me invite Honorable Habib, the Minority Deputy Whip, to second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to second the motion. The chairman of the committee, the appointment committee, that is the first deputy speaker, has highlighted a lot of work that the committee did. The committee received CVs from the 4 nominees. The committee went through the constitutional requirements in vetting them and to be able to ascertain whether they are qualified or not to be deputy ministers of the various ministries as they were designated for. Mr. Speaker, as the Constitution made it clear, even including being the President of the Republic, the benchmark is being a member of Parliament. And Mr. Speaker, all the 4 nominees are members of Parliament. Ms. Dorcas Tofe, the Deputy Minister Designate for Transport, is a second-term member of Parliament of this House. Mr. Jason Kwesin, Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs Designate, is also a second-term member of Parliament of this House. Mr. Mohammed Adam Sukparu, Deputy Minister Designate for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, is also a second-time member of Parliament of this House. Professor Dr. Grace Ayensu Dankwa, I think is a first-time member of Parliament of this House. Mr. Speaker, as much as the chairman presented, this report is by consensus. The minority will not in any way stand or try to impeach the government constituting its government. Mr. Speaker, it is long overdue. We all know what the president and what was going through the president of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, had. And it took him more than months to be able to bring these 4 names to constitute, to be able to make up the 60 ministers that he has promised. The president promised Ghanaians that he was going to give us 60 ministers and deputy ministers. Mr. Speaker, today is the 29th of July, more than half of the year into his administration, and yet the 60 ministers are not in place. Now that this House will approve this, I think it will go to complement and now make what we'll hear is that another campaign promise fulfilled. But it is long overdue, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I think the appointment committee did a thorough work. At the end of the day, we are hearing conflicting reports about some of the titles of some of the nominees on the report, even though Parliament is not officially informed. But I think that next time the appointment committee should do more to be able to ascertain the title. The benchmark, Mr. Speaker, sometimes I am a professor, I am a doctor, I am a lawyer, I am this. If you look at the Constitution very well, the benchmark in being a minister of state is being a member of Parliament. And what is the requirement in being a member of Parliament? So sometimes the big titles you attach to your name, it is not what you actually have to. If you don't have the title, you don't need to force it. What you can deliver on your work, on your mandate, is what matters. The titles are not really important. So, Mr. Speaker, some fake titles are too many now in the system. And for that matter, we need to look at it properly. And when we are addressing people, we address them very well. Mr. Speaker, we have a lot of people. The first deputy speaker is a lawyer. He has never said he is a professor of law or a doctor of law. He's a lawyer. And that he is doing it very well. The able and the leader of the 87 Infantry Battalion, the mighty minority, Osahini, is a lawyer of good standing. And that you will know. But sometimes when you haven't attained a title, you see, professorship, my little understanding, if you are not in academia, from your PhD, it's a promotion from PhD. Professor, it's just a promotion from PhD. If you are not, and you are still in an acting capacity or an acting professor, it is not a problem. So, Mr. Speaker, what I'm saying is that because, Mr. Speaker, the report, we heard how they went through, many of them were questioned about their academic portfolio. At the end of the day, we are hearing universities issuing things and other things. Yes, this report, we all agree that we are approving the 4 nominees. But I am encouraging and appealing to members of Parliament and other civil organization people that the requirement, the title, that is not what matters. Mr. Speaker, you might be a professor in health. When you come on the floor of Parliament and we are talking about health matters, it is not that professorship that you put in there. It is how you understand things that you will be able to do. And Mr. Speaker, you might be a professor of agriculture, but we are not, or education, and we are not always going to be talking about education. So the fake titles are too many now in the system, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and I'll urge the House that we should approve the present nominee, that is the Minister Designate for Transport, Ms. Dorcas Toffee, the Deputy Minister Designate for Foreign Affairs, the Deputy Minister Designate for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation. And I don't know, Mr. Speaker, and these fake titles in the system, it's a result that some people want to imbibe the MPP. They want to imbibe the MPP that we are professionals, we are academics, and we know the birth of your party. So you don't have to always try to steal titles when the need doesn't rise. So, Mr. Speaker, I second the motion and I urge the House to approve the President nominee on the Deputy Minister portfolio. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, let's be tolerant. I mean, if somebody says something that is not good, I will be on point to ask the person to withdraw. Please, let's be tolerant, please. So, honorable members, the motion has been moved and it has been seconded. It is now before the House for consideration. Leadership, how many do you think we can take?
Okay. Mr. Speaker, two each is my suggestion. 2 each. Or again, I will go with the deputy whip to do 3 each. Yeah, 3 each, and then leadership. Because of the
honorable members, please, we have a lot to do today, so let's all appreciate what we are doing. It's not a. So let me start from. But please, again, don't go beyond 5 minutes. I don't want to cut anybody. So,
thank you, Mr.
No,
Speaker.
I'll come to you. Let me deal with honorable. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to support the motion on the floor. Mr. Speaker, I wish to first of all thank His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for fulfilling the promise of getting us at the long run to the 60 MPs that, ministers that were promised. Mr. Speaker, there is no need to rush. If you rush, you will crash. And so if His Excellency John Dramani Mahama saw it worthwhile to hang on for 6 months, and in the 7th month, he comes in with the 4th people to make up the 60, so be it, and we still hope for the best. Mr. Speaker, all 4 appointees demonstrated that they were worth it. And whether we accept it or not, they exhibited it during the vetting. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Dorcas was one of the women who is an appointee and came before us. She exhibited her worth. She was on point. She made us to understand that she knew where she is going to and that she can work. And she also knew very well that she's going to be a deputy minister and not a minister. She is someone who is going to actually support her minister to do the work. When it came to her personal issues, she made it clear that yes, and I quote her partially, she says, Chairman, I have suffered. I have really suffered, but I don't want to talk about it. And I hope that nobody suffers like me, but it was nothing pleasant. She made it clear. Once I have gone through it and I'm now okay, I'm quite fine, and I don't want to talk about it. That is someone who is worth leadership. And I congratulate her for her performance on that fateful day. Mr. Speaker, Honorable James Kwesi responded to his questions explicitly and also ensured that he stayed within his remits. He was also asked about the issue of what happened to him. We were all in this chamber when we saw the back and forth of his. He is the only MP so far that we have seen to have been sworn in 2 times because of what happened. Eventually, we all trooped and went to Ofinsu North, and he has come back. Asin North, and he has come back as a member of parliament. He also stated the same thing. Mr. Speaker, he went on to say that we should look at the issue of dual citizenship and not completely throw it off or see it to be like some kind of an evil thing or something not the best. And I think that it is worth looking at, and that we should all be very conscious of that and beware that if you suppose that someone has a problem today, it could be you another time. Mr. Speaker, with Honorable Sakwaru was explicit. He made all of us laugh. He was down to earth, and he went through, and we all realized that he was successful. Now came the almighty Professor Dr. Grace Ayensu. Mr. Speaker, this is a lady who had to stand her ground. She was determined. She exhibited her worth, her knowledge, her resilience, her patience, her tolerance, and made everyone understand that yes, after all, she can go through whatever she has been going. She wasn't only a prof per the name that she has, per the title that she has been put there as prof, neither is she a doctor by gaining that doctorate, but she is someone who is down to earth and someone who is worth it, and she actually exhibited.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, once we do not have time, I will say and urge this House that we should together, just as has been put by the committee by consensus, ensure that
thank you.
They go through.
Thank you.
And I thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Yes, let me go to Honorable Marty Yinda.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity to also support the motion in approving the 4 deputy ministers who were vetted, I think, somewhere last week. That was last week, Friday. Mr. Speaker, just like colleagues have all said, these 4 deputy ministers, which includes Minister for Transport, Deputy Minister for Transport, Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs, Deputy Minister for Communication, Digitalization, Technology and Innovation, and then Deputy Minister for Health. Mr. Speaker, these are colleagues that we all know. We've worked with them for a period of time. I personally took interest in listening to the vetting that took place and also participated in one of those sessions. I think, Mr. Speaker, they all acknowledged and accepted that they are going there as deputy ministers to assist their ministers. And like we all know, the Constitution does not give deputy ministers their role. They will have to wait and then get some kind of delegation from their ministers to be able to function and function well. My plea to these deputy ministers is to go, just like they've acknowledged that they are going to assist. They should go and assist their ministers very well. Today, they get the approval, and we will not be too happy to hear that they are struggling with their various ministers. They should go and serve them well, listen to them, help them, so at the end of the day, the various ministries that they are going to will work and work effectively, and then Ghana as a whole will benefit. Mr. Speaker, I also want to encourage their ministers, in as much as they are supposed to come and assist them, they should also give them room to operate. They should use them. They should tap into their wisdom. They should not just say because they are the ministers, they have all the knowledge. Mr. Speaker, this does not help nation building. And if you listen to some time pass, most deputy ministers are better staying in this house, because you go there and your minister don't even recognize you. When such things happen, Mr. Speaker, it wastes everybody's time, because we spend precious time, we vet these deputy ministers, we give them the opportunity to go to the ministry, and unfortunately, they are not being used. I therefore want to encourage and to urge their ministers to try as much as possible to give them room to operate, or further still, learn something under them, so that as a nation, we can all benefit.
Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity.
Yes, let me go to New Edbiasi. New Edbiasi.
Thank you, Mr.
Honorable
Speaker.
Adams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the motion. And to Mr. Speaker, congratulate the nominees on their nominations to their various ministries. Mr. Speaker, I think the role of Deputy Minister is clear. Your role is to go to the ministry, support and complement your minister. And Mr. Speaker, listening to the nominees, it was clear that they were under no illusion that that was their role. And Mr. Speaker, I hope that they carry the same sentiments and temperament to the ministry so that they avoid the tension that sometimes we hear has characterized the relationship between ministers and their deputies. And Mr. Speaker, I was particularly happy with the nomination of the Deputy Health Minister. Usually, when health ministers are appointed, health practitioners expect that they have someone who is in practice, someone in the health field to be ministers. So when Honorable Akando was appointed, I think those were some of the issues that was raised. So it was important for the president to have someone with experience. And Dr. Grace Ayensu has a lot of experience. She's a surgeon. And Mr. Speaker, she carried herself in glory at the vetting, and I'm sure she will complement the minister to do what is expected of them at the ministry. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Suparu definitely is young and is going to a ministry that is led by one of the youngest ministers. So I am sure they will complement each other. Honorable Sam George and Suparu are alike in some ways. Mr. Speaker, for them, what you see is what you get. And they are very confident young men, and I'm sure they will lead the communication ministry in glory. Mr. Speaker, again, the Honorable Jachikwesin is a perfect fit for the foreign ministry. And I'm sure he will complement Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa with his experience. And Mr. Speaker, even in the face of adversity, I'm sure you had encounters with Honorable Kwesin when he was being dragged in court. So, Speaker, even in those moments, he was calm and collected and was very, very patient with the processes. And I'm sure that's the kind of temperament we need at the foreign ministry at a time of turbulent international politics. So, Mr. Speaker, his appointment also was in fulfillment of the promise by the president during the by-elections to his constituents. So we also have to thank the president for keeping his promise to the people of Assin North. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Dorcas promises to bring renewed energy and refreshment to the foreign ministry, and I'm sure she will do just that. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to congratulate them and implore the House to support this motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Yes. Yes. Nobody from this side. Let me go to... Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the motion on the floor. Mr. Speaker, first of all, we must start by commending the President for keeping up to his words of limiting the number of ministers. Mr. Speaker, that is a remarkable achievement, and I'm not surprised that even in this budget, the Finance Minister was able to put to light that within this space of 6 months, the debt saved by this country is 113 billion Ghana cedis. And I know that by limiting the number of ministers to 60 is a contributing factor. And so we must salute His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for such a wonderful policy. And it's an indication to future presidents that there is no going back and that we must share the feelings of Ghanaians and to ensure that every decision that we take must reflect positively in the lives of the people. Mr. Speaker, on the nominees, I think, like has been said already, they fit perfectly. And then it tells us a story that no matter how difficult it gets, you must be tough. In the case of Jachikwesin, my brother has said it all. He went through the worst times. Mr. Speaker, we know as members of parliament, leading about 70,000 constituents, and to be dragged to court almost every week
Mr. Speaker, it's not easy, but he stood firm, he was calm, and he prevailed. And Mr. Speaker, even during his vetting, he told us that no matter how long it takes, just stay calm and things will work out. For our Futofe Dorcas, Mr. Speaker, she happens to be a neighbor in Zuma, which is Jomora and Abalojura, and she did so well. And even with the mentioning of the number of vehicles, electric vehicles, Mr. Speaker, that was imported in the country, and the number, which was 10, with only 4 working, it shows an indication that, Mr. Speaker, whatever policy we are implementing, we must ensure that we go through it thoroughly to ensure that the taxpayers' money is put to good use. And for my brother, Suparu, I believe that he will do a wonderful job. And for Dr. Yusu Grace, also from the Western region, we know that her contribution to the health ministry will be positive and yielding for the country. Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Should I come to leadership? Okay, let me give the last one to.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I would also want to, Mr. Speaker, congratulate the nominees and also congratulate, in fact, the committee for expeditious work that the committee did. Mr. Speaker, looking at the various appointees, Mr. Speaker, it is conspicuous that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama saw the ability and the capability of them before appointing them. I wouldn't want to waste our time by mentioning their names, but at least let me talk about the ladies amongst them, how they were able to expressly come out to answer the questions that were put to them. And also, Mr. Speaker, the tenacity they showed in answering questions. Mr. Speaker, in our part of the world, if somebody, especially a woman, is assertive, it is taken as insolence. And this is what came up, especially with something from one school that came up, that one of them was, that insolent in school, even at that time. But, Mr. Speaker, she was able to come out to explain herself, to show to the whole world that it wasn't that she was insolent, but she was assertive and even became a school prefect of the school. Mr. Speaker, let me use the opportunity also to commend entertainment prefect. Yes, a prefect of the school. An entertainment prefect is a prefect of a school. Mr. Speaker, let me also use the opportunity to commend the ranking. In fact, he used the opportunity to clear some ideas that were in the minds of people, especially in respect of Dr. Professor Grace Ayensu Dankwa, and it is commendable. That is very commendable, where he took the opportunity to apologize to Doctor that even if there was a perception of he maligning her or something, he apologized, and the apology was taken in good faith. Save that, Mr. Speaker, some of us think that at that particular point in time, that private issue that was with the school shouldn't have come to the fore. But, Mr. Speaker, in all, I would want to humbly join all members here to approve the nominee by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Let him now come to leadership. Okay, leadership, yes, Honorable. Yes, leader, the fact of the matter is that I will give him the opportunity, but when I turned, there was nobody up on his or her feet. That is why. So, Honorable Jerry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. for this opportunity to support the report ably presented by the Appointments Committee, the nomination of our 4 members of Parliament who have been recommended to take the position of deputy ministerial position. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to thank the President for upholding his commitment for women by appointing 2 additional women in his last lap of appointees. And I continue to remind the President that he has still not fulfilled the 30% women's representation required by the Affirmative Action Act. And I pray to him to keep to his promise and ensure that he gives us women the 30% representation he promised. Mr. Speaker, we in the Appointment Committee voted, and we had the opportunity to have a good discussions with all the nominees. And I would like to congratulate our honorable member, Ms. Dr. Stofe, on her appointment as a Deputy Minister for Transport. Ms. Stofe is a philanthropist, a woman of substance, and a very passionate about the well-being of constituents, especially the Jomoro constituents. Mr. Speaker, the nominee appeared before the Appointments Committee with admirable composure, clarity, and conviction. She demonstrated an impressive depth of understanding of issues confronting our nation's transport sector, ranging from the challenges of urban congestion and public transport, from the modernization of railway infrastructure and maritime development. Mr. Speaker, her responses were well researched, policy-driven, and reflective of her readiness to serve with competence and integrity, her readiness to serve as a deputy minister, and she inspired confidence in her vision for transforming Ghana's transport landscape in line with our national development goals. Honorable Darkas exemplifies the strength, brilliance, and the rising influence of Ghanaian women in governance. She brings to the role not only her legislative experience, but also a passion for inclusive development, emphasizing safety, accessibility, and innovation in transport policy. Mr. Speaker, we as a committee were particularly encouraged by her commitment to improve road safety, supporting local transport unions, and enhancing ports and operations to boost trade and mobility. Her performance at the vetting was in every respect a testament to her preparedness for that higher office. And as a woman, I was particularly impressed with its commitment, advancing gender equity within the Ministry of Transport. And I believe that if she is given the nod, she will uphold her pledge to create greater opportunities for women in transport. Mr. Speaker, I would like to also add the voice of Honorable Professor Grace Ayensu, the Deputy Minister Designate for Health. That Ms. Ayensu, or Prof, as most people call her, is a trailblazer and a role model for women and girls. He really exhibited that given the opportunity, he will rise and ensure that his presence in leadership will affirm the commitment to gender equity, and the vital inclusion of women in the national decision-making. Mr. Speaker, permit me to place on record the committee's collective admiration for the nominees' outstanding performance during her vetting. He answered questions with confidence and ensured that any form of misunderstanding that has arisen out of any perception were clarified. Mr. Speaker, I also move on to Honorable James Jachikwe. Honorable Jachikwe appeared before the committee with confidence, humility, and a deep sense of national duty. He exhibited a remarkable grasp of the core pillars of Ghana's foreign policy: regional integration, economic diplomacy, diaspora engagement, and multilateral cooperation. My only regret was that Honorable Jachikwe was totally disconnected with the Ghana education, the details of the Ghana education curriculum, and therefore was not very well abreast with what happens over here. And I must say his responses were lucid, measured, and forward-thinking, reflecting both his academic background and international exposure. It was evident to all members of the committee that he brings to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs not only a strong understanding of diplomacy and international law, but also represent a genuine source of mature advice for the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Mr. Speaker, at a time our sub-region is grappling with security threats, migration crisis, and shifting geopolitical alliances, Honorable Kwesi Machuo's worldview and calm statesmanship will be of immense value to the ministry and to Ghana's positioning in the world stage. Then I come to our last nominee in the person of Honorable Subaru. He conducted himself with exemplary poise and maturity without the vetting process. His performance was not only commendable, but also inspiring, especially considering the complex and fast-evolving nature of the digital economy. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to end here and accordingly add my voice that we in the committee, with consensus, will approve, recommend to the House to approve the 4 nominees who have been appointed by His Excellency the President, Honorable John, His Excellency the President, Honorable John, the President. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, with that, with these words, I recommend that the House will support in approving the nominees accordingly.
Thank you very much. So I'll take the minority leader and then the deputy majority leader, then we bring it to a close. Yes, leader.
Well, Mr. Speaker, thank you so much. Mr. Speaker, I rise to speak to the report, which is the 16th report of the Appointment Committee. Mr. Speaker, whilst in substance I have nothing to add to the content of the report, of course, the colleagues who appeared before us are all members of Parliament, and they qualify under Article 78 appointments. Mr. Speaker, I want, however, for Hansa to register some few views that the minority caucus has. So, Speaker, when we vet, our duty is to enrich governance. The minority does not get into the vetting with the aim to embarrass. Never. Mr. Speaker, we have watched the vettings of this House in 2001, 2005, when Right Honorable Speaker was the minority leader. I urge some of our critics to go watch those videos and the long hours that the minority leader then spent on the nominees of Kufuor's government. Mr. Speaker, and again, if you watch the clip, the video of the Harun Idrisu era with Honorable Muntaka, his chief whip then, you realize that every single cabinet minister nominee went through proper long hours of vetting. For some nominees, it took more than 2 days. Mr. Speaker, I was a deputy majority leader. And what I did was that when the minority were going through their questions, I would take notes and come back to do what I call re-examination so that we'll fix it. Mine was not to make noise and obstruct. My deputy has not taken it upon herself to be asking many questions as per the records we know. But we often come under attack. Sometimes, Mr. Speaker, when you are climbing, I don't know whether these tags are brought in directly by certain people, but they would physically be pushing you. It's not only me, but my colleagues. We've experienced it, and we know that in Parliament, we have CCTV cameras. Can this be reviewed to see what we go through? Sometimes openly threatening you. These things happen. Mr. Speaker, I want this 9th Parliament to record this, that this is the Parliament that the minority has been most magnanimous. Let the record reflect. Let people check it. Mr. Speaker, there are nominees that we did not even proceed with the 1 week or 2 weeks of advert. Some were nominated the same day they were vetted. Sometimes as politicians, let's be fair with the way we treat ourselves. When the minority reaches out and cooperate with you, and now you say that you have on record been able to get your nominees through, don't turn around and be letting people use social media to attack us and to be making threats. It's not right. Mr. Speaker, we are not the minority here. We are not CSOs. We are not a civil society organization. We are a political leaders like you. Only yesterday I was there with my colleagues, and today we are here. Our job is not to come and put roadblocks to obstruct your government. You yourself must be fair. Mr. Speaker, having addressed that point, I want to come to this very emotional matter that I want to speak to. Last week I was on my hospital bed. I was unwell. And I saw, whilst watching TV, I saw Afenyo Markin being pounded. And I felt very sad. Mr. Speaker, because Honorable Member for Kwesi Mintim spoke to this issue, I want to reiterate it. Mr. Speaker, in this house, in very good days, we all, share jokes. We all share jokes. Sometimes we yell at each other. Sometimes we call ourselves names, but they are on lighter notes. It was on that note that day, my respected colleague, Grace Ayensu Dankwa, got up, and I knew it was the usual heckling, because at times she comes to sit at the front bench to heckle me. I don't take it personal. We close and we stand outside to talk. We joke. We share. We have esprit de corps, and I respect it. Mr. Speaker, that day I thought I was using my usual jokes that, oh, Senator has to be appointed, the usual thing. Mr. Speaker, the following day, we spoke. Honorable Dorcas Tofe, Honorable Jechi Kwesi, and my good self, we met in the office, the new office that has been given to the leadership. We sat there and we talked as adults. And you told me that, oh, there were some social media posts, it is not you. I said, oh, but if you offended, tell me. I would apologize to you. I thought we were joking. Even that same afternoon, she came here. Jerry is here. The videos are there. We spoke nicely. I called her. I thought we have a family. Mr. Speaker, only to see a certain NGO attacking me that I am attacking women. I said, how? We are a family. We are a family. Those who know me in this chamber, we do the politics all right, but I have character. I have character. There's no way I will attack a colleague. And they allow this thing to go into the records, attacking me as if I disrespect my colleagues. Mr. Speaker, that day when the opportunity came, I said, well, today, my style and my approach in this house is going to be different. If members cannot take a joke, I will not. Because sometimes I feel we are all affable. We get on with each other and we all know. But I had to bring that matter to a closure by saying, colleague, if indeed the thing has turned out that the thing that we all discussed so happily, you are offended, I'm sorry. Let the record reflect it. But going forward, we know how we approach things in this house. Mr. Speaker, reputation is all we have as colleagues. I know my humble beginnings. I know what I've gone through in life. I will be the last to seize any leadership opportunity to undermine somebody. I know what I've suffered for. I know what I've gone through. When my party was in power, I was not even a committee leader. I was a backbencher, and there were juniors who were leaders in committees. I took it and hoped for a future. So I will be the last person to undermine anybody, because if you move patiently with hard work, heavens will open up to you. That is my belief. As a Catholic Christian, I'm not perfect, but I will never undermine a colleague, particularly so when it's a woman. I'm a husband. Would I be happy if somebody does that to my wife? I am a father. Would I be happy if somebody does that to my daughter? So I will not do that. I will not, Mr. Speaker. I am so much emotional on this matter, but I pray that heaven bring closure to this. It will not repeat itself. Mr. Speaker, that said, the honorable nominee, Honorable Grace Ayensu Dankwa, is somebody I admire. I admire because if you look at her own records, she started as an art student, her O-level, A-level. For somebody that if you look at her results, then she becomes a medical doctor. This is somebody to admire. And I respect and I admire her. And she knows that. And it's the reason why we are by consensus dealing with this report and saying that we don't need to take a vote. Mr. Speaker, honorable member for Kwesi Mintim also said something about a statement being made about the nominee, Honorable Grace Ayensu Dankwa. Mr. Speaker, because we are working for records, I want to clarify. As a practice, whenever the committee is seized with nominees, the committee writes to authorize agencies for character reference. An honorable member for Kwesi Mintim, it isn't me, Afenyo Maki, who was reading something from somewhere. The document was from authorized source, and that was what we had received, and that was coming from her previous school. It was not me. And the same report had some good news. She had some positive remarks coming from some of her referees. So I wanted to give her the opportunity to say something to clear it, not to embarrass her. That shouldn't be my style.
I wanted her to have the opportunity to clear the issue so that we put it to a peaceful rest. So that is what was done. So colleagues, let us understand the work we are doing. Sometimes we are also at pain. When you are supposed to vet, you are not going to embarrass your colleague. And colleagues, you would also note that it is not every nominee that we vet. Some of it, they come, we say, oh, it's okay, please move. I never vetted any of the regional ministers. Has the record forgotten that one? Even the 4 nominees. How many of them did I spend time on? So let's not get into the public space to destroy the reputation of people who are really enriching good governance and enriching democracy. Mr. Speaker, I want this to be on record. When Honorable Akando was a deputy ministerial nominee, it took the support of the minority, 2015, to back him. Today, he is a minister of state, health minister. It is the minority then here. We were here. We spoke in favor of that nomination. When he himself was under attack from his side, Hansard would bear me out. So we are not here to obstruct your government. We are here to do our job just as you did when you were in opposition, to hold your feet to the fire, be constructive in what we are doing, to be objective, to be fair. And I think that is what we've been doing. Even situations where we disagree with you, in your time, you took secret ballots on nominees that you opposed. But in our time, even where we are opposed to it, we do not take you through secret ballots. Colleagues, let us, no, I need to take this in off my chest. I mean no ill when dealing with colleagues. I know we are all a family, and I believe that I deserve that equal treatment. Colleagues, those of you who have lived here long enough know me. It is about me, and I care about it. We are a family, and please, let's move together in that spirit as a family so that, Mr. Speaker, the peace of this house can be protected. That said, Mr. Speaker, I'm not opposed to the recommendation by the committee. Therefore, encourage colleagues that let us all, by consensus, support this so that they can go and support their ministers. Mr. Speaker, that said, I thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much. Majority leadership. Yes, Honorable Ricky.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And thank you very much, Chairman of the committee, for the report. Mr. Speaker, 4 members of this Parliament, Ms. Dorcas Toffee, Mr. James Jechikwesin, and
Honorable Leader, go ahead.
Thank you.
Honorable Matthew, I gave you the opportunity to comment on.
You are past that stage. Tell him to sit down. You are past that stage. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Adams Suparo and Honorable Grace Ayinsu Dankwa, Mr. Speaker, they were vetted on the 25th of July, and they all discharged themselves very well. Mr. Speaker, it became very clear at the vetting that they all understood what their roles were going to be by supporting their ministers, basically in the ministries that they've been designated. Mr. Speaker, as it has been said by those who spoke before me, they discharged themselves very well and demonstrated some knowledge. Of course, they don't know it all, some knowledge of the areas that they are going. And they made it very clear that they are actually going to support their ministers. They are not going to go there to be
adopted, and that this Honorable House has approved His Excellency the President's nomination for appointment of Ms. Dorcas Toffee, MP, Deputy Minister Designate for Ministry of Transport, Mr. James Jachikwesin, MP, Deputy Minister Designate for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Mohammed Adam Sapuru, MP, Deputy Minister Designate for the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations, and finally, Professor Grace Ayensu Dankwa, MP, Deputy Minister Designate for the Ministry of Health. Honorable members, on behalf of the House, yes, Chairman.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the nominees, Honorable Dorcas Toffee, Honorable James Jachikwesin, Honorable Mohammed Adams Suparu, Honorable Professor Dr. Grace Ayensu Dankwa, thank the committee for doing a very good, thorough work in vetting them and recommending to the House unanimously for approval. And I also thank the House on their behalf for unanimously approving them. Right Honorable Member, let me exclusively thank the Minority Leader, Togbi Usahi Alexander Kwamina Afanyomaki, and to say that at vetting, we should not be cross-examining, but we should be vetting the people. We should not be re-examining, but we should rather vet them. So once again, I thank everybody who is involved in the exercise on behalf of the nominee, as well as on behalf of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Honorable members, on behalf of the House, let me also extend our congratulations to our own colleagues. They have made us proud, and we wish them well. On that note, we thank you once again. Yes, honorable members, I think we have so many things to do at the moment. Let me yield the seat to the first Deputy Speaker. I hope you will do it in turns. I'll come back. So, yes. So, leadership, are we doing the debate now? Yes. So, we will turn to the debate, and all the rules are already there. Yes. So, okay.
Honourable members, before making progress, let me make this formal communication from the Right Honourable Speaker Right Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagby. Formal statement of the Right Honorable Speaker on the need for members of Parliament to participate in the Pan-African Rally for Debt Cancellation organized by ITUC, Africa, and the Trade Union Congress, Ghana, on 25th July 2025. Introduction. Honourable members of the House, I bring to your attention a significant invitation extended to this House by the African Regional Organization of the International Trade Union Confederation, ITUC, Africa, in partnership with the Trade Union Congress, TUC, Ghana. This invitation seeks the participation of the Speaker and members of Parliament in the upcoming Pan-African Rally for Debt Cancellation, which will take place on Friday, 29th August 2025, on the sidelines of the African Conference on Debt and Development, AFCODD. The event is being held under the theme Reparations and Reparative Justice for an African Financial Architecture and Transformation. I have reflected on this invitation and I consider it worthy for support by this august House. Background: the debt crisis in Africa and Ghana. Honourable members, as we all know, Africa's debt burden has grown to alarming levels in recent years. According to the African Development Bank, Africa's total public debt surpassed 1.8 trillion in 2023, with over 22 African countries at high risk of debt distress or already in distress. Ghana is said to be among those nations, and we know our debt situation, which prompted a domestic debt restructuring program and a need to negotiate with bilateral and multilateral creditors under the G20 Common Framework. Ghana's public debts reached 658.6 billion by the end of 2024, equivalent to 68.3% of GDP. Despite significant domestic fiscal consolidation efforts, the burden of debt servicing consumes a considerable portion of our national revenue, limiting our fiscal space to invest in education, healthcare, infrastructure, and job creation. Bank of Ghana Summary of Economic and Financial Data, May 2024. As a result, ordinary citizens bear the brunt through inflation, currency depreciation, rising cost of living, and austerity measures imposed under international supports. Under international support programs, the social impact is palpable, and immediate school feeding, delay, stalled infrastructure projects, rising youth unemployment, among others. Call for parliamentary participation. Honourable members, the organizers of the rally, ITUC Africa and TUC Ghana,
have formally invited the Speaker and this Honorable House to be part of this critical moment. The Pan-African Rally for Debt Cancellation forms part of the broader continental campaign aimed at raising public consciousness, enhancing civic education, and mobilizing African populace around the urgent need to confront the escalating debt burden afflicting the continent. It is more than a public procession. It is a continental clarion call for justice. It recognizes that the current debt architecture is unsustainable and structurally unjust, often entrenching dependency rather than enabling development. The rally presents an opportunity to deepen public awareness and education on African debt crisis, and by so doing, mobilize citizens and institutions across the continent to demand more tangible reforms. This will potentially propel conversation and action towards building a new Africa financial architecture rooted in equity, sustainability, and justice. The rally, in the form of peaceful procession, is scheduled to begin at Obrasport, come in Nkrumah Circle, and proceed through some principal streets of Accra, eventually converging at the Black Star Square. Conclusion, I invite you, honorable members, to show your support towards this cause. May we present a strong message of solidarity and leadership from Ghana's legislature, reinforcing our collective commitment to addressing the root causes of Africa's debt crisis and pursuing meaningful transformation. Honourable members, our participation in this rally will reaffirm the resolve of this Parliament to advocate for economic justice, transparency, and sustainable development. Let us, therefore, lend our collective voice and presence to this noble cause, one that speaks directly to the aspiration of the people we represent. Honourable members, I thank you for your attention. Yes, Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the communication. I do agree with the Right Honourable Speaker that debt cancellation is a matter that Africans must be fighting for. And we as legislators must lend our support to civil society groups as they rally to the clarion call for debt cancellation. Many of our countries are struggling with mounting debts, and in most cases, most of our incomes get spent on servicing not even our main debts, but the interest on our debts, even before we come to the debts themselves, leaving no room for investments in infrastructure, investments in social services such as education, healthcare delivery, and critical needs of our societies. If only the developed world could cancel some of the debts, I believe some room will be created for our economies to do better. And so I will urge colleagues to listen to the Speaker's call on us to join civil society and march and demonstrate our support for the call on the developed world to begin to cancel the debts. Ghana benefited from debt cancellation in the past, and indeed it helped the government at that time. And I believe that at this critical stage, when this government has demonstrated a commitment to fiscal discipline and is working so hard to live up to its debt obligations, the international community and the creditor world should actually begin to think about giving us some leverage by cancelling some of the debts. So I thank the Speaker for his communication to us. Mr. Speaker, on that note, I think that the House wants to continue with the debate on the motion on the mid-year budget and the approvals that are needed.
Leader, we agree that we take the motion 12:13 before we come to the debate.
Motion 12:13 and 13.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we are
Is
taking
the chairman
it
of
up
the
to
subsidiary
16.
legislation, chairman of the subsidiary legislation committee.
No, we are taking the motion 14. No, 14, 15, and 16.
Mr. Speaker.
The social protection.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes.
I thought we came into an agreement. You
Yes.
know, our members are poised to take the debate. And we had an understanding
Well, at
that
conclave,
we are
I
going
was-
to do the debate before we take the social
No,
protection.
at conclave, we agreed. Based on
Maybe
which,
we have
based on which the second deputy speaker was to start. I will come and do the communication and the motion. Then he will
But,
come back
well,
to
looking
do the
at-
debate.
Uh,
Yes.
I believe that when we start with the social protection bill, we should spend some.
No, we are
time
only
on it.
taking the agency and the second reading. The consideration will be tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Motion numbered 14, Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move the motion that notwithstanding the provision of Order 1041 of the Standing Orders, which requires that a motion shall not be debated until at least 2 sitting days have elapsed, after the notice to move the motion is given, the motion for the adoption of the report of the Committee on Gender, Children and Social Welfare on the determination of the agency of the Social Protection Bill 2025. Mr. Speaker, respectfully, I move.
Motion moved. Any seconder?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, I second.
Honourable members, motion moved and seconded. It is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, this is a procedural motion. The question, therefore, is as many as are in favour say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Motion numbered 15, Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, respectfully, I move that this Honourable House adopts the report of the Committee on Gender, Children and Social Welfare on the determination of the agency of the Social Protection Bill 2025. Respectfully, I move.
And in doing so, present the committee's report.
Mr. Speaker, in doing so, I present the report of the committee. Mr. Speaker, the committee, having regard to the referral made by the Honourable Speaker, the committee met with the Honourable Minister responsible for Gender, Children and Social Protection and officials of the ministry on Monday, 28th July 2025, to determine the agency of the bill. Mr. Speaker, considering the the potential impact of this bill to provide relief for vulnerable groups in Ghana, the committee believes strongly that taking the Social Protection Bill 2025 under a certificate of urgency is justified, and we urge prompt consideration and passage of this critical legislation. In light of the fact that the bill will provide appropriate institutional arrangements for the management of funds released for social interventions, deferring passage of the bill to the next meeting may further deepen the plight of the vulnerable. The committee therefore recommends that the Social Protection Bill 2025 be considered under a certificate of urgency to ensure its passage as soon as practicable for the benefit of Ghanaians. Respectfully submitted, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, motion moved, the report presented. Any seconder?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, I second. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion on the floor. This is a very important bill. As indicated in the report, various governments have implemented social protection programs such as 1, Ghana Poverty Reduction Strategy, the National Social Protection Strategy, the School Feeding Program, the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty Program. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, these programs were only implemented as policies without necessary legal backing. Mr. Speaker, there is a need to provide laws to regulate the delivery of social protection services. I therefore urge the House to join me in adopting the committee's report. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, motion moved, report presented, and the motion was also seconded. It is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members will have the pleasure of the House to put a question. Yes, honourable member.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this particular motion. Mr. Speaker, the committee has submitted its report trying to justify the need for us to pass the bill under a certificate of urgency. Mr. Speaker, there is becoming a worrying trend in this House where the need to pass legislation under certificate of urgency, which is ordinarily supposed to be something not the norm, but now it's becoming the norm instead of something that shouldn't be. I'm saying this, Mr. Speaker, because there is good reason why legislations and bills have to pass through all the needed processes before we pass it into law as a House. I've read the report from its cover page up to the end. Mr. Speaker, 1.0 deals with introduction, 2.0 deals with reference document, 3.0 goes to observations and recommendations. Where is the justification for the bill to be passed under certificate of urgency? Where is the justification in this report that calls for the bill to be passed under certificate of urgency? And so when we come into this House and we are being made to just go through motions to pass bills under certificate of urgency, when we have not necessarily justified the need for the bill to be passed under certificate of urgency, then it's worrying. There's always a difference between the importance of a bill and the need to pass the bill under a certificate of urgency. I agree with the committee that this is an important bill. It is important that we amend or we review it and then get the bill done. But in the report that I have, I have the report here. And there is no proper justification for it to be passed under certificate of urgency. So I am worried, and this is why I want to bring leadership attention to this. That, Speaker, let's get bills go through due consideration stages. Let's pass it through the normal, regular channel of passing legislations and not use numbers. And here I'm talking about numbers. Numbers are not enough to pass bills under certificate of urgency. We need to do thorough work because under certificate of urgency, we are doing it within a day. We are forced to sit and pass legislations in a day. But that is not good enough. Members would have to engage with their constituents. I am coming from a FIA constituency. When bills come, I have a modality and a model where I want to engage my constituents. 3 bills have passed through here over the last couple of a week, and all of them are running through certificates of urgency. How do I get the time and go and brief my constituents and engage them and see their opinion on what I need to do in terms of contributing to these bills that we are passing? With that said, Mr. Speaker, of course, this is a house. The house has to make determination based on all of us, our collective views. And so I defer it to the House. Yes, I agree it is important for us to look at the bill, but I am not of the view that this should necessarily be passed under certificate of urgency. With that, Mr. Speaker, I'm so grateful for giving the opportunity.
Honourable members, ordinarily I'm not supposed to do this, but I need to bring it to the fore that sometimes these things are occasioned by the convenience of the House. This bill was duly gazetted 2nd May 2025. 14 days thereafter, it was introduced and referred to the committee responsible for gender, children, and social welfare. Honourable members, the committee came out with numerous amendments to the bill, and the advice was that the amendment should be integrated, leading to the withdrawal of the bill. So it cannot be true that the public is not giving adequate notice and members of parliament are not also giving adequate notice. So certain impressions are not very good for our record. That is the fact. Yes. The fact is that this bill has been introduced after the constitutional imperative in Article 106 has been satisfied. Now, under Article 106(13), it's talking about explanatory memorandum and 14 days gazette prior to the introduction of the bill. But this bill has been gazetted 2nd May and introduced in this House after the 14 days constitutional mandatory period has elapsed and refer to the committee. It is the committee's amendment that necessitated the withdrawal of that particular bill and a new one being introduced. And that introduction is under a certificate of urgency. So nobody can claim that the actual bill is just for the sake of convenience going through a numerous amendment being carried out on the floor. That's why all these exercises are being undertaken. So this House have notice of this particular bill from its first introduction, but not the second introduction. And then the constitutional imperative in Article 106(2) has also been complied with. So that's why I'm saying that it is for the convenience of the House. That is why we are at the stage that we are now. Yes, Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. You know, now our proceedings are broadcast live on national television. This morning I was listening to radio, I think City FM, and I heard a caller in requesting that they watch our proceedings, but sometimes they don't understand. And they were asking a panelist on City FM if you could help with explaining what happens in Parliament so that they can understand the proceedings. And so I just thought to use this opportunity to explain these developments where we come under certificate of urgency. Ideally, what has always happened is when it is laid and referred to a committee, the committee goes to work on it. The committee then recommends amendments. The amendments are ordinarily advertised. And sometimes when the amendments are many and they are advertised, the next thing is it is referred to winnowing. Because when the committee's amendments are many and individual members of parliament also introduce many amendments, then in order to manage the amendments and not to waste the time of the House, because we have to take the amendments one after the other, you refer it to the winnowing committee. Then at the winnowing committee, we try to reduce the number of amendments and get to a reasonable number and then bring it back to the House and take whatever we have agreed on through the consideration stage. Very often, you also find out that the amendments are so many, even after winnowing, the amendments are so many that you think that the best option as leader, the best option you would recommend is that, look, Minister, withdraw the bill, send it to the Attorney General, let them reconcile all the amendments into an intelligible bill, and then you bring it back, and then we will withdraw the old bill and lay the new bill with all the amendments that have been agreed upon, which the Attorney General's department has worked on. When that happens, it becomes unfair to that bill to let it go through another period of gazetting, 14 days notification, coming to lay it, refer it back to a committee, and then because you've worked on it as a committee. And so it is not that we are rushing to pass through the bills with the use of certificate of urgency, but it is because we have in fact worked on the bills to a certain level of detail. And so if you brought them back, you are just wasting the time of everybody. Indeed, this bill, if my memory serves me right, came in the last parliament. And it was sent as far as the consideration stage. It was because towards the end of the life of that parliament, there was so much, disagreement, so much litigation that led to the parliament not sitting until election time. And so several bills that we should have finished before the expiry of the life of that parliament were not finished. So the minister came and met the bill, and because the life of that parliament had elapsed, she had to bring it back. But in fact, we had worked on it in the last parliament. But even then, I advised her to get the committee to go and still look at it, because there could be new developments and new policy initiatives that you want to inform the final rendition of the bill. So last week, they had a retreat as a committee. They worked on it. They reported to me that they had so many recommendations for amendment. And I then advised them that if that's the case, then go to the Attorney General, let them incorporate the amendments, make sure that every amendment is consistent with the principles of the bill and earlier clauses of the bill. And then, because they are the experts, we can make amendments here, but if we don't allow them to look at it, we may make amendments that will contradict earlier provisions or even subsequent provisions, or even undermine the very principle informing the bill that is before us. So that was what happened. And so Attorney General redrafted the bill to capture all the amendments proposed by the committee. And then it was brought and laid. So I then recommended that they should take it through a certificate of urgency, because we cannot afford to go back. And as you know, we are going on recess on Friday. So if we're going to go and then do another, gazette notification and then go through another consideration stage, we will be overtaken by time. So I plead with you that these are the circumstances and these are the facts. And I believe that the bill has been around for so long that interest groups that have wanted to make an input have had a fair opportunity to make an input. So on that note, I urge colleagues that let's allow the report on the certificate of agency to be approved so that, you see, the report of the certificate of agency doesn't mean that if at this stage you have an amendment, you cannot introduce it. It just means that the time-bound procedures for advertising, should be abridged so that we can move with some speed. So you can still introduce amendments if you have some, but let us take it with some speed that will enable us to pass it before we go on recess on Friday. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Deputy Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We want to thank the Majority Leader for offering such an explanation. I think it brings clarity to the issue. And I think our honorable member has had a fair understanding of what is going on. But my question is, at the nick of time, do you think that we can go through all the motions, considering the fact that we have all these debates to undertake, and we also have other issues to look at? I'm sure he is concerned because of the time allocation to look at such an important bill. And that is the reason why maybe he's raising concerns about it, not just because he doesn't want to do it.
Yes.
It is a bill that is very, very important.
Yes, the indication is that we are not doing the consideration today.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Right. That
yes.
is
consideration will not be today.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. Honourable members, I think I have the sense of the House to put the question. The question is, as many as are in favor of the motion numbered 15 at page 4 of today's order paper, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Now, motion numbered 16 at page 4. Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection. You may move the motion number 16 at page 4. Yes. Move the motion numbered 16.
Right, Honorable Speaker. I rise to move that the Social Protection Bill 2025 be now read the second time. Thank you.
I call on the chairperson of the committee to present the committee's report.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to present your committee's report, and in doing so, quickly touch on the key portions of it. And also, Mr. Speaker, may I urge the table office to capture the report in its entirety. Mr. Speaker, the Social Protection Bill 2025 was laid in Parliament on Monday, 28th July 2025, by the Honourable Minister responsible for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Honourable Agnes Namumulati, in accordance with Article 106 of the 1992 Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the background of the bill is that the Ghana National Social Protection Policy defines social protection as a range of actions by the state and other parties to provide relief for vulnerable and impoverished populations. These actions include policies to decrease vulnerability through labor market development, risk reduction, and improve access to social interventions. Mr. Speaker, the purpose of the bill is to promote access to social protection, provide social protection services to specified persons, and establish and specify institutional arrangements to ensure social protection. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, the committee acknowledges that providing a legal framework for social protection programs and policies is necessary to improve accessibility, accountability, and equity in the delivery of social services to underprivileged persons in Ghanaian society. The promulgation of the statute in this regard will therefore ensure protection for the socially disadvantaged and establish institutional frameworks to support economically handicapped persons and individuals affected by national or local emergencies. The committee, after careful examination of the Social Protection Bill 2025, recommends to the House to adopt its report in accordance with Article 106(6) of the 1992 Constitution. Respectfully submitted, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, motion move the committee's report presented. It is for the consideration of the House. Yes, honourable member, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, your committee met and discussed a lot of clauses in this report. Mr. Speaker, the committee has put together a comprehensive bill that will actually stand the test of time. Mr. Speaker, this bill is in consonance with Chapter 6 of the 1992 Constitution, which guarantees the well-being of citizens through the provision of adequate means of livelihood. Mr. Speaker, the bill is also in sync with the African Union Social Policy Framework, which encourages member states to develop comprehensive social protection policies that addresses the needs of the vulnerable groups, especially children and women. Mr. Speaker, the bill is also aligns itself with the United Nations SDG goals. Not only one, it aligns itself with SDG 1, that talks about no poverty, SDG 5, gender equality, SDG 8, decent work and economic growth. Mr. Speaker, social protection programs in Ghana has over the years been implemented without the right legal framework. The passage of this bill, Mr. Speaker, into law, therefore provides a legislative framework to regulate the delivery of social protection services. Mr. Speaker, the passage of the law will ensure the protection for the socially disadvantaged and support economically handicapped persons affected by national or local emergencies. Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I urge the House to support the hard-working Minister for Gender and Social Protection, the Chairman and the Ranking, so that this report will be accepted for the passage of the bill. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, honourable member, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker, for allowing me to comment on the report before this House. Mr. Speaker, as I indicated earlier, there is no objection to the need for this House to pass this particular social protection bill, due to the fact that this bill, as Leader of the House indicated, has been promulgated or brought before the 8th Parliament, unfortunately could not be passed, and it's before us today. Reading the report, Mr. Speaker, the bill seeks to promote access to social protection services by chronically poor and vulnerable persons through specific institutional arrangements. So one thing I've realized from this particular bill is that the bill is providing a legal framework that seeks to protect the interest of the poor and vulnerable in our society. And so it is important that we give it a consideration. Now, from the summary of the provisions in the bill, Mr. Speaker, when you consider clauses 10 and 11, it speaks to the establishment of National Household Registry and outline the functions which include collection and maintaining relevant data of the non-poor, the poor, and the vulnerable individuals. One thing we lack as a country is data on the citizenry, particularly when it comes to who is poor and who is vulnerable, so that when you want to provide national interventions, you target it to that group so that they become proper beneficiaries of the laws that we are passing. And so I think clause 10 and 11 is key. When you consider clauses 33 to 39, it speaks to the establishment of Social Protection Fund to provide financial resources to develop, coordinate, and implement social protection initiatives. When you pass the law and there are no funding to support such a laudable initiative, then we will be coming to square one, because the ministry will not be able to provide the needed oversight and the needed support for the poor and the vulnerable. So I'll be interested in seeing the provisions of the law that speaks to where the funding is going to come from and whether we have innovative ways of providing that social protection fund to support them. Mr. Speaker, as I wind up, I would like to also comment on clauses 58 to 61, which speaks to relate to grievances, appeals, and case management. It is important that when we deal with social protection, concerns that will come out would have to be properly dealt with, and that comes through proper grievance, appeals, and case management processes. And so that would also be an interesting area to look at. With that said, Mr. Speaker, I want to also support this House in coming up together to support the Minister in passing this particular bill, so that the poor, the vulnerable of this country will be properly protected. I so contribute, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. I will now give the floor to Honourable Mahama Shaibu. You have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, thank you so very much for the opportunity and to lend my support the motion on the floor. Mr. Speaker, 3 key things come out as we work towards social protection, and these are government's implementation of social protection programs to improve the living conditions of the chronically poor. Mr. Speaker, the emphasis is mine. Chronically poor, socially vulnerable, and economically at-risk persons. Indeed, a legislation, Mr. Speaker, will couch out the various modes that these things can be solved. Your committee met, Mr. Speaker, and we went through the various clauses, very comprehensive clauses, Mr. Speaker. Indeed, we are confident that the few loopholes that we anticipate may be part of what some colleagues have raised here will be raised on the floor here. But clearly, I think that we have done a very good job to the referral that was made to us, and I will implore this House to approve. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Anyimedu Entry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a very important bill. This bill should have been passed as early as yesterday, Mr. Speaker. Unfortunately, it's been in this House for a long time. It has lapsed from the last term when we did a lot of work on this. Mr. Speaker, there are a lot of things that we need to take into consideration as a country. Various governments have made an attempt at making an intervention so far as social protection is concerned. And I can think of the LEAP, I can think of school feeding and a lot of things. There are a lot of vulnerable ones in the society. And Mr. Speaker, every member of parliament here will testify that in his or in her constituency, there are vulnerable ones in the constituency. Therefore, we can conclude that as a nation, we need to do such an intervention. I would urge the minister, I am wondering, and I'll borrow the words of Honorable Yabo Ahmad, the junior one, what he just said, that the money to prosecute this policy is what we are looking at. And I'm sure the Minister for Gender will do well to make sure that we find the money to make sure that we execute this law. Mr. Speaker, I know we are hard-pressed with time, but this is a very important bill, and all of us, I believe, all of us as members of Parliament will support this bill for us to prosecute it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable James Enu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I also rise to support the report of the Committee on Gender, Children and Social Welfare on the Social Protection Bill 2025. Mr. Speaker, this bill is targeted at the vulnerable, the marginalized, the economically at risk, the poor, among others. Mr. Speaker, I believe that this bill is very, very long overdue. Mr. Speaker, if you look at our constitutional provisions, particularly in Article 35, 36, on the directive principles of state policy, it makes provision that the state should be able to provide for such interventions for the citizenry. Mr. Speaker, I'll refer you to Article 36(1), particularly. It says that the state shall take all necessary action to ensure that national economy is managed in such a manner as to maximize the rate of economic development and to secure the maximum welfare, freedom, and happiness of every person in Ghana, and to provide adequate means of livelihood and suitable employment and public assistance to the needy. Mr. Speaker, what is also remarkable about this bill has to do with the fact that it creates for emergency support in terms of local or national emergency for communities, and I think this is very remarkable. Mr. Speaker, I pray that the House support the adoption of this report. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Zuwera. Be brief.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. And Mr. Speaker, I rise to support and urge the House to support the passing of this bill in order to streamline and facilitate the effective delivery of social services to the vulnerable people in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, the bill seeks to outline the beneficiaries of social services and social intervention. And the beneficiaries is quite comprehensive. It includes the disabled, the homeless, those chronically plagued by poverty are all considered in the bill. But clauses 14 to 27 is actually what makes the bill very, very important, in that this clause seeks to establish a unit that will manage the livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty program. Now, this program has been in existence for some time, but clearly because there hasn't been a mechanism to manage it properly, there have been a lot of lapses and gaps. With the coming into effect of this management unit, clearly the activities of the LEAP, as we call it, will be streamlined to enable accountability and transparency. And Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I want to urge the House to support the Minister for Gender and Children to pass this bill into law to enable the effective delivery of social services to the people of this country. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Honourable Members, I will then put the question. The question, therefore, is as many as are in favor of the motion number 16 at page 4 of today's order paper for the second reading of the Social Protection Bill 2025, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted.
An act to promote access to social protection, provide social protection services to specified persons, establish and specify institutional arrangements to secure social protection, and provide for related matters.
Honourable Members, the Social Protection Bill 2025 is now read the second time. Honourable Members, we then turn to page 3 of today's order paper, motion numbered 8. Continuation of the debate. Honourable Members, I will proceed to give the floor to Honourable Dominic Edruna Nitiwood. Honourable Member, you have 15 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm very grateful for the opportunity to add my voice to the 2025 mid-year fiscal review policy of the government for the year 2025. Mr. Speaker, I don't intend to speak on too many topics. But right after the economic team has dealt extensively with economic matters, Mr. Speaker, you would agree with me that issues of our safety and security are issues that the people of Ghana will want to listen to us and find out what the government has been doing over the last 7 months. Mr. Speaker, on page 58 and 59 through to 60 are the pages where the minister tackles Minister of Interior and Defense. Mr. Speaker, on page 58, on behalf of the President, the Minister says that, Mr. Speaker, and I quote, Ghana Police Service intensified visibility patrols and traffic management with 1,000 officers deployed across Accra and other regions. More than 3,500 motorbikes were distributed to enhance community engagement and response time. Unquote. Mr. Speaker, I will not go further than this, but just to say that the Minister for the Information should draw the attention of the Minister for Finance that this statement is not true. This government, over the last 7 months, has not provided the police with 3,500 motorbikes. So the Minister for Finance should expunge this particular statement from this presentation. It's not true. In fact, Mr. Speaker, the last time the police received large numbers or huge numbers of motorbikes were in December 2024. It was presented by the Minister of National Security, 200 motorbikes. In fact, not 200,
1,500 motorbikes were presented, 300 pickups were presented in December 2024. 3,000 pickups, 300 pickups, and 1,500 motorbikes were presented in December 2024. Mr. Speaker, after December 2024, the then Minister for National Security left behind for the incoming government 10 Land Cruisers, 30 pickups, and 200 motorbikes. If there is any distribution, it is these 200 motorbikes, 300 pickups, 30 pickups, and 10 Land Cruisers that was distributed. The government has not distributed any 3,500 motorbikes. There's a reason I'm bringing this point. Mr. Speaker, I am saying that the Minister for Finance is not releasing resources to the two ministers to work. The Minister for the Interior and the Minister for Finance have no money to work. Especially for the Minister of Defense. He says that work is ongoing at the Nzelibo forward operating base, and we all know the importance of it, and the forward operating bases, 12 of them in the north. Sadly, not a CD, not a peswa has been paid to the contractors since December 31st, 2024. Not a peswa. Mr. Speaker, not a CD has been paid to the contractors. Mr. Speaker, if the Minister for Finance is refusing or is unable, for whatever reason, to release funds to the ministers in charge of security, the only, unfortunately, outcome will be that there will be insecurity. And it's clear for everybody to see that there's insecurity everywhere today. In fact, Mr. Speaker, today, if you go to Ashaman, Tulaku, ask the Ashaman MP sitting right here with you, they killed people in Ashaman. The minister's own constituency, Minister of Interior, Asawasi, they killed people there. In fact, Mr. Speaker, our good friend, Honorable Collins Udumako's constituency, somebody was moving in a car. He was shot, and people were shot and killed 2 people in a moving vehicle. Yesterday at Nima, Mr. Speaker, there was shooting 6 gunshots in Nima yesterday. I can continue counting and counting and counting. I'm here to go to my good friend, the majority leader's constituency. The majority leader was concerned, Mr. Speaker, 2 years ago, that he thought that the ministers of defense and interior should be visiting Boku to assess things for themselves. Majority leader, I'm sorry, the 2 ministers, they have not visited Boku for 7 months.
What are you saying about that?
They have not come.
They have not. They have not.
In fact, no minister, apart from him,
They have not.
no minister,
Mention the 2 ministries.
no minister apart from he, the majority leader, who is the member of parliament, has visited Boku. You, the minister for the interior communication, you haven't gone there. You were there in the first week, you were not yet minister. You were not yet minister. When you became minister, you have not visited. No minister. Mr. Speaker, not a single minister.
Honorable Nitiwood, why do you choose to answer instead of addressing the chair?
I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, I am saying that the Minister of Finance should release money to the Minister of Interior and the Minister of Defense, especially the Minister of Interior. They are suffering. There is no money. And because of that, the security agencies are not able to do what they are supposed to do to keep all of us safe. If it does not do that, there will be a problem. Now, Mr. Speaker, let me come to Boku itself. The Minister for Communication released a statement stating that the government has directed the armed forces to move from peacekeeping to peace enforcement. I'm sorry, Mr. Minister, we have never had peacekeeping in Ghana. The armed forces of Ghana have not undertaken peacekeeping duties in Ghana. It has always been part of the internal security arrangements, not peacekeeping. I would advise you that you should take out that word peacekeeping and insert the word internal security duties. Because peacekeeping, we have not done it in Ghana. But the word is for you to intimate, or for you to indicate, or for you to say, or for you to tell people of Ghana, especially the areas in Boku, that you are going to do peace enforcement. Peace enforcement simply means that, unfortunately, you are going to use military force. You are going to use military force and military coercion to get people to accept peace. I don't think that the people of Ghana, especially those around the Boku area or around the northeast, are ready for peace enforcement from the men and women of the Ghana Armed Forces. So I will urge government to withdraw that statement. I would urge government to withdraw that statement and tell the people exactly what they intend to do. Because the conflict in Boku and its environment is spreading across Ghana. And it's dangerous for all of us. It's not good for all of us. I say that the previous government, for which I served, were spending close to 11 million cedis every month to secure the northern part of Ghana. Why is the Minister for Finance refusing to release money to the people? Why? The minimum the minister can do for Operation Cowleg, Operation Conquer Fist, the soldiers in Boku, the police, the immigration, all of them, is to release resources to the ministers so that the ministers can give this money to the commanders on the ground to do the job. I can tell you that the professionalism of the armed forces and the police service, as well as the various security service, is top-notch. The entire world knows it. I remember visiting the president, visiting the United Nations Secretary General, and he said, I am giving Ghana 2 missions, one in Sudan, one in Central Republic, because I know that the professionalism of the Ghana Armed Forces and the police service is top-notch. So they can do the job. But with the resources, they will not be able to do the job. The duty of every government, Mr. Speaker, is to provide security for its people. That's the first duty you need to do, to keep your citizens alive. So if the Minister for Finance is refusing to release resources for them, then we are living in dangerous times. And I don't think that it is good for all of us. So I'm asking the Minister that what he has done over the last 7 months, he should change course. Because unfortunately, Boku is spreading, and is spreading fast. Mr. Speaker, I don't believe that people down south to the west and to the east can wait to experience 1/4 of what is happening in those areas. I don't think they want to do that. And if it's spreading down south and spreading to the middle of Ghana and spreading to every part of Ghana, and if we don't take it, it will spread. It's not something that will help us. That is why government, when President went there in the first week of his presidency to promise the people that he will resolve the problem, we're all happy, we're all elated to say that yes, he should try and do it. But with the resources, he cannot do it. Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, the second matter I want to address is the issue of Galamsey. Mr. Speaker, Galamsey is getting worse.
Honorable Nitiwul, ordinarily, we will not entertain point of order.
Okay.
But you keep on mentioning Boku, and the member of parliament for Boku is up. So, Honorable Leader, let me hear you.
Mr. Speaker, ordinarily, I have tried to avoid a discussion of Boku in this chamber. I have tried very hard for several months now. I have restrained people, I have strained myself. I have refused to discuss Boku in this chamber. So I am pleading with the former Minister for Defense, who knows better the situation that he bequeathed to us in Boku. He knew, he knows the situation that he bequeathed to us in Boku. That we are trying to put an end to. When you say the first time that Boku is spreading outside Boku, that's not true. Ask the former Minister for Interior. Before the elections, during your regime, there were shootings in Ashama. There were shootings at the railway here. I was the one who got the then Interior Minister to go and convene a meeting of all the sites to restrain them from shooting each other. Go and ask him, your colleague Interior Minister. So please, don't talk as if this thing started, 7 months ago. We are very confident that we will bring an end to the problem in Boku. I am very, very confident. I am very, very confident. And we'll bring it to an end in a lasting manner. We can choose to be populist, but we don't want to be populist. We are taking all the hit because we want to take our time and solve it once and for all. This is a problem that started as far back as 1957. 1957. So please, don't try to politicize Boku. Just talk about the budget. You can discuss the financing of the defense and interior sectors. But I beg you, where we are in Boku, we are at a very critical stage. And I don't think that we should use this platform, this chamber, to inflame passions. I plead with you. I have restrained myself for several months now.
Honorable Majority Leader, Honorable Nitiwu, let me plead with you. Let's veer it from.
But Mr. Speaker, what I said, where is the politicization? I am telling you what is happening in your own backyard.
Honorable member, due to the sensitive nature.
I am telling you what is happening in your own backyard. Mr. Speaker, we were all in this chamber. We have all been in this chamber. He was the one who
Honorable
regularly...
Nitiwu, take a guide. Let's hear from...
But he was the one who regularly talked about Boku in this chamber. Mr. Speaker, I said to him, he should go and ask the people of Boku who politicized the Boku issue, whether it's me or them. But I will leave it at that. Mr. Speaker, we all want peace in Boku. I am happy he says that the issue didn't start today. So it's not me or it is not us who gave him that problem. It has always been there. And secondly, Mr. Speaker, as I said, he knows my views about Boku. He knows how passionate we have always been about Boku. He knows the discussions I've held with him about Boku. He knows how I want Boku to be resolved. And he knows that issues about Boku have never flared up more than it has now. Mr. Speaker, after shooting in Articulator area or shooting at Ashaman or other areas, it has always been happening. But this is the first time that you can directly link it to Boku. There are two differences. It has been happening. Abobloshi, in 2009, there was shooting there. We never linked it to Boku. It's always been happening, but I'll leave it at that. All I'm saying is that, Mr. Speaker, government should give the Minister of Defense, government should give the Minister of Finance resources to resolve the Boku matter. They should visit the Minister of Defense, the Minister of Interior, and that they should visit the places. All I'm saying is that the 3,500 motorbikes you are saying you gave to the Minister for the Interior is a lie. All I'm saying is that the Minister for Finance...
Member, withdraw the word is a lie.
Mr. Speaker, I withdraw that word immediately. I withdraw it. But I'm saying that it is not a true thing. It's not true. That's all I'm saying. It's never happened. It's not happened. It's not true. Mr. Speaker, Galamsey Mr. Speaker, Galamsey has become worse. Galamsey has become worse over the last 7 months. The same thing I'll tell the Minister for Finance. The Minister for Finance should release money, resources to the Minister for Lands to be able to fight the Galamsey menace. Where is the state of emergency they asked for? You asked for the state of emergency. You asked for airline, the repeal of airlines. Why are you not doing these things? Why? What has changed? The minister, I heard the Minister for Communication the other day trying to change the stand of government. Listen, you made promises to the people of Ghana. Follow those promises. I do believe that if you do, Mr. Speaker, things will be better.
So, no, they stopped the time. So your time is up. Yes, your time. You're welcome. It's now the turn of Honorable Isaac Adongo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the motion to thank the Minister for Finance for the presentation of the media budget review. Mr. Speaker, we promise the people of Ghana to be responsible in managing this economy. Mr. Speaker, we promise the people of Ghana that the days of reckless expenditure is gone. When you come here and you say that minister is not spending, he should give me money to the Minister of Defense. Mr. Speaker, in managing the economy, you spend according to the budget. You don't spend because somebody wants you to spend. You spend because there is a budget with an appropriation that is before you, and the minister has made it very clear that he has spent 114 billion Ghana cedis so far. So when you have a government where the Minister for Finance has spent 114 billion, that does not include the wage bill. It doesn't include the monies that he collects at the end of every month. And yet, the minister has spent 114 billion out of a budget of 169 billion. Clearly, the minister is being responsible. You are having a government where, as a matter of fact, by this time, they were still counting to get 125 ministers. We're in these countries where they appointed ministers that are more than their people sitting over there. And you want that to be repeated because you are used to that. No. Mr. Speaker, when I listened to the Minister for Finance and I looked at what he has done with the economy in 7 months, Mr. Speaker, it appears to me that the economy was being managed as though we had some level 100 sociology students who were experimenting with our economy and messing everybody up. And Mr. Speaker, if they were thinking that they will have a government that will sink money in the name of National Cathedral, it will not happen. Mr. Speaker, if they were thinking that they will still have a Minister for Finance who will spend $5 billion in 5 months, it will not happen. Mr. Speaker, we are managing this economy to develop a country based on sustainable path. And the records are there for everybody to see. Mr. Speaker, I wish to iterate that no matter how many times you repeat an untruth, it will not metamorphose into the truth. That even when they have read all the things that the minister has stated and enumerated as his expenditures for the period, they still want to be climbing on top of the hills and shout that we are not spending and hoping that somehow that will metamorphose into the truth. It will not happen. Mr. Speaker, I have heard people say that the gains that we are experiencing now in the economy is because of policies they implemented. How does the policies that could not turn around the economy when you were there suddenly be performing magic when you are gone? It simply means that your own policies feared your leadership. That your policies failed to perform when you were sitting there. And when you disappeared, they became friends with John Mahama and made the economy to perform. Please go and tell that to class 1 children and not the people of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, the truth is that building National Cathedral doesn't turn around the economy. The truth is that running a government of 125 ministers doesn't turn around economy. The truth is that when you print 80 billion Ghana cedis as if you are a Yahoo boy, it doesn't turn around the economy. It is concrete policies that turn around the economy. And we are demonstrating that we don't need to be doing very big slogans. What we are doing is that we are going back to the basics. We are going back to the basics that you refused, and you decided to cut your coat as if you were living in a king's paradise. No. Resources are limited, and they must be used judiciously. Mr. Speaker, when you have a government that within 7 months has moved your inflation from 23% now to 13.7%, you should begin trooping to the Minister of Finance to be learning from Honorable Atofo how he did that. When you have a minister in just a matter of 7 months or even less, move the exchange rate from where it was to where it is today, shouldn't you be going for tutorials? And here, instead of going for tutorials, you are busy holding press conferences. At the last count, you have already done 58 press conferences. A quite wow, 4 years and counting. You get tired. But I want to tell you that consider what you see as a relationship between monetary policy and fiscal policy, which you fail to anchor. Today, when we realized that we were going to have a heated economy and inflation was going to sour, what we did is that monetary policy and fiscal policy agreed that the cost of managing excessive liquidity should be dealt with by the Bank of Ghana. So you realize that the Bank of Ghana was aggressive in mobilizing and mopping up excess liquidity. The reason was because if you allow the fiscal side to do that, you are going to have a very high interest cost and you will not have space within the budget. So you would have noticed that fiscal policy was borrowing at slightly lower rates so that we can contain it in the budget, whilst monetary policy was beginning to mop up the excess liquidity. Now we have come to a point where we believe that we must begin to tilt the balance so that monetary policy is solvent. In delivering monetary policy, you must be efficient in delivering monetary policy to stabilize prices. And what you do is to ensure that the revenues that you generate out of monetary policy are enough to meet the cost of delivering monetary policy. So today you will see that the Bank of Ghana is now borrowing on 56 days at a rate of less than 15%. What does that mean? It means that we are moving towards monetary policy in monetary policy at the Bank of Ghana. And the Minister for Finance is also containing interest costs within the fiscal space. That is what has led to what you are seeing. We also knew that with the success of the gold board, there will be a lot of cedi liquidity as we turn dollars into cedis to buy gold. And the small-scale miners are going to get a lot of cedis. Those cedis will lead to inflation. So you must begin to ship those cedis back into the vault at the Bank of Ghana. That is why monetary policy is aggressively pursuing tighter monetary policy. When you were there, all you did was just simply go to the vault, print money, and come and dump them. And you are saying that you cannot see a policy that is anchoring inflation. Simply put, you don't even understand Ghana's inflation targeting framework. If you understand, you would have seen that there's a concrete, deliberate attempt to try and mop up excess liquidity and make sure that in doing that, you stabilize inflation, you stabilize the exchange rate, and you begin to move towards improving interest to the business community. Now, for those of you who do not know, interest at the moment for businesses are dictated by two things. The first one is what we call the Ghana reference rate. And the Ghana reference rate is what you used to call the base rate in those days. Now we don't have base rate, we have Ghana reference rate. Now you calculate the Ghana reference rate through a weighted average of interest payments, the treasury bill rate. You take 40% of the treasury bill rate, you take 40% of monetary policy rate, and then you take another 20% of treasury bill rate to be able to get your reference rate. What that means is that if treasury bill rates are going down, then the reference rate is also going down, and we're affecting the cost of borrowing by the average Ghanaian. It also means that if policy rates are going down, then eventually we are also bringing down the cost of borrowing and helping businesses to grow. And the signaling is very clear. Today you can see that when the central bank is borrowing, it is borrowing at a lower rate, which means that there's a signaling that policy rates may come down. If policies come down, what it then means is that you can now borrow at a lower rate, expand your businesses, and grow the economy. And you people went and brought people, we don't know where they learned those economies. All that they knew was to come here and quote the Bible.
Yes.
You know, but when you sat here the last time, I'm sure you were surprised that this is that Tofosi you were sitting here with. He's the one, he's a member of the NDC, where there are breaks. So please, for those of you who are still holding press conferences, we are ready to put you into a classroom and teach you how we are doing it. We are making sure that we are taking care of inflation, we are taking care of exchange rate, and we are taking care of the interest rate. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to emphasize again that we have not even started implementing the big push. We are in this house wanting to do what you never did for 8 years. The Public Financial Management Act, under Section 33(2), says that you cannot commit the state to any multi-year transactions without it is approved, unless it is approved by Parliament. For 8 years, because of your carelessness and the reckless attitude, you never came here. You never came here for multi-year commitment. For the first time, the Minister for Finance came here and began to rewrite the wrong. So we are now managing our commitment and making sure that we are not going to be reckless in our expenditure. Mr. Speaker, they say book no lie. Book no lie. The international community is very proud of Ghana. When you turn Ghana into a laughingstock, when you manage our issuance credit by the rating agencies into a junk status, today Ghana's issuers credit is not CC plus as you had, it is B minus. That is a sign of the fruit of economic development and progress. Please, for those of you who have been doing press conferences, be kind enough to quote Fitch. Be kind enough to quote Fitch and to tell the people of Ghana that you are masters of managing junk economies. That your only success was to run Ghana into a bankruptcy. You celebrated bankruptcy. That when you decided to tell the whole world that when you borrow you don't pay, or to wit Kilentia. So when you have a government that is as responsible as we are, we know that when we borrow, we have to pay. And the minister has listed for you the Eurobond coupons that he has paid, the DDEP that you left behind that he has paid, and you still say he's not spending. Why? Do you want him to throw money into that hole? Or do you want him to start another PDS? Or do you want him to become a reckless manager of the economy? Certainly, we were not trained to be reckless in the management of the economy. We are ensuring that when we decide to manage this economy, we do so to ensure that we anchor fiscal sustainability. Our external environment is now very sustainable. Conclude. And ladies and gentlemen, the people of Ghana miss the mockery that you used to bring to them. Those days that anytime they mention you, they went to him crying. That is what they miss. But we'll make sure that they keep you where you are and you never come back into government. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, it's now the turn of Honourable Ntim Fojo. You have the floor. You are speaking for 15 minutes. Second Deputy Speaker should take the chair.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Even before I will start my submission, Right Honourable Speaker, they are already shouting about 30 seconds into my time. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity. I rise to comment on motion number 8 that this House approves the media review of the budget statements and economic policy of the Government of Ghana for the financial year 2025, and in so doing to indicate how Ghanaians feel disappointed in the media budget that was presented. Mr. Speaker, my good friend and respected colleague, Honorable Adongo, can wax lyrical about all macroeconomics theories, but what he must be reminded is that the spare part dealers are disappointed. The promise they gave them, they have deceived them and they are disappointed. Farmers have been disappointed. When your finance minister and your Greek minister, at the time they were in opposition, promised Ghanaian cocoa farmer 7,000 cedis per bag of cocoa, it didn't find expression in the first budget. They thought that it would find expression in the media review. It was 419. Students are disappointed. When the President of the Republic, President Mahama, during his rounds and campaign, promised students that he would send remittances straight to students and straight to headmasters to go to the market and buy them appointing, to do appointing crack for them. Today, he sent it for just 2 weeks. After that, a letter was sent to them that no money will be sent. We will buy the things and bring it to you. Mr. Speaker, market women have been disappointed. When NDC promised them Women Development Bank, and the expectation was that some Women Development Bank, truly with about 800 million minimum capital, was going to be given to them, only for them to hear in the budget that 51 million, which cannot even open a microfinance. Which money the women are even still expecting to be released. But Mr. Speaker, you can deceive all the sectors of the economy, but security is one that would have thought this government would have taken more seriously, because our peace and our security, our public safety is all we have. And therefore, you can, even when you have kept Ghanaians hungry, all that they expected was that you will keep their homes, their streets, their schools secure. But what do we see? We are seeing growing insecurity in this country, because the Minister for Defense and the Minister for Interior and all their agencies are starving. They are starving the public safety sector of common goods and services releases. Mr. Speaker, before 2025, in 2022, 2023, 2024, consistently, Ghana was ranked the second most peaceful in the sub-region, country in the sub-region, even in Africa. But in less than 8 months, even just 7 months, we have dropped the ranking in all the notable international ranking.
because Ghana's insecurity is on the rise. You talk about sporadic shooting, people getting missing, and sadly being found dead. It is very sad. Every life matters. And so we expected that in the mid-year review, when the first budget was ailing and failing, we thought there would be hope in the mid-year review prioritizing public safety sector. But what we saw was that there was no inspiration at all. There was no assertive commitment, even to prioritizing financing into our public safety sector. Mr. Speaker, our Ministry of Defense is our military, as hard-working as they are, as formidable as they are within the sub-region, highly reputed the world over. Sadly, they are the most underfunded military in the sub-region. Even Togo has more funding. Togo military has more funding than the President Mahama budget allocation to our military. Ivory Coast has more budgetary funding than our military. Burkina, Niger, and all our neighbors. So when we expected that some $1.2 billion will be released to the Ministry of Defense to retool them, to be able to equip them, to get additional fighter jets, to be able to have additional armored personnel carriers, to be able to have additional ammunitions, to be able to have additional drones for surveillance, to be able to curb the rising insecurity, they have done Ministry of Defense 419. Mr. Speaker, the matter is so serious because as we speak, every ministry, every agency, you go to fire service, they are suffering. Prison service, they are suffering. Ghana Police Service, they are suffering. Narcotic Control Commission, they are suffering. NADMO, they are suffering. Then early parts of the year, early part of June, we saw on front page on Ghanaian Times, President Mahama announcing 1 billion cedis to read 2 security agencies. Myself and my colleagues on the Committee on Defense and Interior, we have visited all the security agencies, almost all of them. Wherever we go, we ask them, Nasikane Wahi, almost say 419. Nasikane Wahi. Nobody knows where that 1 billion cedis is. Mr. Speaker, nobody knows where that 1 billion big announcement is. Even 1 billion cedis, Mr. Speaker, is so inadequate for one particular security agency. Even for one particular security agency, it is so inadequate. So when you even promise them across all the security agencies, the expectation was that just give that out whilst waiting for the major release. As we speak, NIA, if there should be any, perish the thoughts, if there should be any cyber attack on the security, on the Security Operations Center, they are so vulnerable that there will be no alerts. And all our database, all our Ghana card, which we use for bank transactions, will be wiped off because the $14 million which NIA needs to be able to pay for their cyber protection fees, it has not been released to them. They don't have it. NIA is suffering. As we speak, my colleagues on the other side, all the monies you have in the bank that you are expecting to use your Ghana card to go and cash, if any attacks should happen on their server, all your monies are locked. Even $40 million, you are not able to release. Mr. Speaker, in today, as we speak, they have stabbed our brothers and sisters in the prison, in all our prisons. They feed them 60 pesos